This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets!
Morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Mark, good morning.
There we go. Petey, what's up?
All right. Good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's nice when the Jets win and then you just watch Sunday football. I was watching Red Zone for the first round, and then in the afternoon slate, I was watching a little Red Zone plus Miami. Oh my God, dude.
Well, Mark, even like yesterday, the Ravens win. It doesn't really matter because they beat the NFC. They're 0-2 in the AFC. The Jets are 2-0. And that, to me, it matters. These conference games matter the most. Like, if the Jets take care of business in the AFC, we're good. Like, the San Francisco game is not as bad as people, in my opinion, think.
Petey, Aaron Rodgers matters the most. Like, I think in looking at the whole AFC slate now after 3 games and seeing – I'm still waiting. Honestly, the thing I'm waiting for is to see if Josh Allen reverts to form at Buffalo. Like, he's thrown no picks through 2 games. Like,
he's been good.
How long?
Man.
I know, but how long can it last? Is my question. Like, is he going to revert to form, or is this the new Josh Allen? Because if it is, then they're a problem. But at this point, honestly, I don't care, dude. Aaron Rodgers looking like this, the Jets are a fucking problem. So, I mean, think about the whole week. Outside of the Chiefs PI call, the story of the week is the return of Aaron Rodgers. Dude, he's
Correct.
looking like he did from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I got to see it more, Mark, but I mean...
Holy shit, you got to see. What do you have to see?
No, not that I have to see it more, but, like, you know, let's see what he could do again. I mean, I trust him. I've been trusted him. There was no issue with me. Let Jones get in here.
2 games. All right, Jones, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. Hey, I just want to say, is it fair to say, mentally, we have the best quarterback in the NFL? When I'm watching these
Hands
complex defenses, what they throwing at quarterbacks, and I don't think we're down at quarterbacks. I just think the best quarterbacks are so young that they haven't still seen every defense. Even Patrick Mahomes is young, so he still hasn't seen every defense in these complex things. So I think we have the smartest QB. I'm not saying we have the best. You know, when he see these when we go see the Vikings and Brian Flores is throwing these things at him, he's gonna know what's coming. That's all I'm saying.
You know, Justin Simmons said it last night, coaching up his guys around him, saying, look, man, Mahomes is going to throw you one. You just got to make sure you execute, or more than one. You just got to execute when it comes your way. Like Rodgers, his one pick is a tip ball off the hands of a receiver. He protects the football. Like, and you're not fooling Rodgers with coverage changes. You're not fooling him with disguised blitzes and other BS. Like, he protects the football. So, and it's not an accident. It's not that he's lucky. It's that, like you said, Jones, he
Hey,
knows what he's seeing, and he puts the ball exactly where he. Dude, think about this. So he hit 8 different. I didn't really talk that much in the first one, but like he hit 8 different guys in like what the first quarter or first half of the game, and 5 receivers had 3+ touches. Who is doing that?
Yeah, Mark, he was spreading the ball really good.
agreed.
Yes, Thursday. That
And we started off passing. We didn't just come out and run. Like we have to pass the ball to open up our run game different from other teams.
He can play this game, is my point. Like, they can play too high all they want. Rodgers will pick you apart and be patient. If you start bringing up guys and saying, okay, you know what, we're going to play single high, or if it's 0 looks, let's pressure Rodgers, good luck. Like, he's going to dunk it over the top. Like, now, actually, a lot's on fashion he's played. We'll get into that, I'm sure, Pete. But
well, there's 2 things that are going to get you upset this morning, but I'm waiting until I get home.
oh, gee. All right, I'll mute. Yeah, Joe Jet.
Hey, good morning, boys. Hope everybody's doing well.
What's up,
I have
Joe?
a hey, buddy. How are you? So I I was talking to my cousin, right? And I'm not trying to start stuff, right? But honest question, okay? Garrett Wilson, right? I don't know if there's maybe just kind of something little off this year with him. I mean, he's playing well. He's catching stuff. He hasn't, really. I maybe had like a drop or so, but the couple of plays where he doesn't get his feet in bounds, right? Do you think his concentration is off because he knows Adams is
Yes.
coming here?
I don't know about Adams, but
Like, do you think he has it in the back of his head, like, that Devontae's coming here and he needs to get as many passes as possible? Because you saw it yesterday. If it doesn't happen today, tomorrow, and next week, trade deadline, that guy is going to be on this team one
Joe,
way or another.
I don't think it's because of Adams that I do agree he's not. But look, I think he's a guy who's relied on freakish athleticism his whole career. And now it's about the details. And he said it in the post game too. He's like, now I just got to mind the details. But I'm talking about the toe taps. I'm talking
um,
about, crisping up his routes. I'm talking about, well, listen, you got to plant at speed to the sideline on that, up and out. So this way, that ball that Rodgers throws you is a completion.
Mark,
You got to run through you got to run through coverage and throw up your hands if it's interference and help out your quarterback and get the flag. Like, it's details. Good, Pete.
No, I think more, Mark. I think more, it's him, how do I say this? I think it's the Aaron Rodgers effect. I think he's trying to prove too much to Rodgers because Rodgers demands greatness from him. And listen, Garrett Wilson, I mean, if there's Jeff fans that are arguing that Malik Neighbors isn't better than Wilson, I know it's only 3 games, but come on. Garrett Wilson needs to step up now. He's got to listen. He's great. He's going to get his 25, 30 million, but now it's time for him to elevate.
30, 35, Petey.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm being low there.
Can I
Not
say
to
something?
mention,
No, go ahead, Jones.
you know, he's receiving that double team. Roger said it in the post game. Like he's getting bracketed, and these other guys are getting, you know, the single coverage. He just has to when he gets that single coverage, he has to make the most of it. As simple as that.
Yeah, he's great. Listen, Garrett Wilson's my favorite Jet, but whatever. The good thing is, though, Rogers said it, though. He's taken everybody's focusing on him, so the Jets are spreading. It's good. It's forcing other people to step up, like Lazard, Mike Williams. It's Conklin had a huge game. So Brees and
Yeah, he
Braylon
did.
too. So, you know,
Is he a
thank
top? But he playing at a top 5 level is a better question, and I don't think he
well,
is.
it's early right now, but everybody goes in spurts, man.
I know he's going to have his breakout game, but I feel like right now he's not playing at the top 5
Yeah, thank
level.
God, Mark.
And
Thank God we have a backup, tackle that we drafted. So now he's going to be a starter.
oh, okay, all
Well,
right.
I'm just saying, like, thank God, man, because I want to talk about that. If we did not have Fashanu, listen, I know people wanted Bowers. I know, Mark, you wanted a Dunze or Bowers, a weapon, but look,
Mm-hmm.
this guy, this dude was moving people in the fourth quarter, too. Like, sign me up. When there's a nastiness to the Jets' offensive line that there's been, look at the results. The Jets need to keep Aaron Rodgers safe. And Fashanu, here's my question, Mark. If the guy plays
Yes.
well over the next 3-4 weeks, do you keep him in there?
Oh man, look, okay. What's wild? I've been seeing the victory laps about Fashanu. Okay, what's wild is that these are the same people who have trouble evaluating O-line play and said that John Simpson was just a dude and a hold merchant and the rest of it. So
Mark, but
some
I
folks
don't.
would rather be right than accurate.
But I don't
That's
think
my
it's a
first statement on it.
Mark. But I don't think it's a victory lap. I don't know.
I'm not saying you.
Well,
I'm not saying
I,
you're doing it.
I'm saying I think that from what happened last year, Joe Douglas had to protect himself here because if Rodgers is not on the field, Mark, we're done.
Pete, I understand that. I get it. And look, if you can't get a Dunce, Fashanu was the right pick at where they got him. I mean, folks were crying about after the New England game that they would miss out on the premier tackle, and they got one anyway. So it's good. Look, he's going to get a chance. Listen, they need to get Fashanu's best football because the pass pro has been terrific, and the run blocking is starting to find its stride too. So he needs to play his best football. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Hindsight's 2020. I still think seeing Odunze, I would like to see Odunze. Like Odunze is freaking withering on the
But
vine
Mark, he
in
was
Chicago.
gone. He was
No,
gone.
I
They
know
tried to
he
get
was
him.
gone, Pete, and I know they tried to get him. My point is that's what they were thinking was go up and get Odunze, and then if you can't, all right, then see what tackle falls to you and the right guy. Sometimes you get lucky, man, and the right tackle fell to them at the right pick. I've never shat on Fashanu. Like honestly, I think he's looking better than Joe Alt right now. You see Joe
Well,
Alt getting
I don't.
turnstiled by
I,
TJ Watt?
well, I mean, it's one game.
I know it's one game, but dude, TJ Watt's turnstiling the poor guy.
Well,
So
TJ
and
Watt
these
has
are
fucking
rookies.
100 sacks. He has 99.5 sacks for his career, Mark.
If we revisit one thing, like as of today, Will McDonald or Jackson Smith and Jigba?
That I was just about to say that.
Wow.
You notice how we don't hear about Broderick Jones anymore, right?
Right. Yeah, he's terrible, isn't he?
I just think with the fan base, like the Jet fan base, and I'm guilty of it too. Like the losing it just torments us. So look, Aaron Rodgers, what did he say at the end of the game? Jet fans have been what? Tormented or something like it's bad. And then
Yeah,
every
but Pete,
chance if somebody doesn't play a great game or has a down year, like can we say already because McDonald overtook his sacks and almost doubled it in 3 games that he's elevated, that he ascended this year? The answer
Petey,
has to be yes right now.
he's
No?
looking great.
There was a whole offseason demolishing Joe for letting Huff out of the building. Now Philly wants Huff out of the building.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you know what's crazy? I don't even think Bryce Huff was on the player stats report yesterday for Philly.
He was out there for 33% of the snaps I read.
Well,
You
yeah,
know what, Pete?
he didn't have a tackle.
No,
Said.
he's been awful.
Pete, I think that folks make their mind up about hating the GM and hating the coach and then they get in their feelings about it, and then they look at the moves through that lens of, well, I hate this person, so let's see what happens, instead of actually looking at the players, looking at the field, and they forget their football knowledge, that young players need time to develop. And if you can't trust a coaching staff to develop an edge rusher after they worked on developing Huff from undrafted to a situational pass rusher, and now you're seeing him in it. We said, let's see what he looks like in a different scheme when he doesn't have Quinnen. Let's see what happens. Like, people just look, man, whatever. I don't want to preach about it, but it's like, learn. If you hate the GM, hate the coach, whatever, just don't forget your football knowledge. Like, try to see the shit accurately. Like, Huff is, look at what McDonald is doing. I remember people demolishing everybody for that pick. He got picked. Everyone was like, who? Who's this guy? Well, now you know who he is. So, all right, sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead, Mark.
That's all. I just, look, man, it's not even about McDonald or Fashy, whatever. It's about Aaron fucking Rodgers. The guy's looking like he did, whatever, 2-3 years ago. Tell me who had the best quarterbacking performance of the week last week.
I gotta look, but
It wasn't Mahomes. I'll tell you that much. His defense bailed him out, and the refs.
Tim
I
Boyle.
guess we'll talk about that too.
Tim Boyle.
Oh, Tim Boyle. Maybe they should make.
Hey, that Broncos game isn't.
Yeah, Jones. Sorry.
I was gonna say Bo Nix. I watched the Bo Nix.
Yeah, he did look good, didn't he?
listen,
I was
this
like,
this
all right,
Denver
man.
game's not gonna be it's not gonna be no pushover.
No, because Sertan's good. He's going to get the same treatment, dude. Now it's Sertan, Garrett Wilson. So it's going to be the same shit. But listen, let's not do this then, right? So the Patriots were good until obviously the Patriots played the Jets, and then the Patriots are dog shit, right? Let's not make the same mistake with the Broncos. If the Jets beat the Broncos, let's not be like, oh, well, it's the Broncos. Like,
Well, Mark,
can we not do
I
that?
want to bring something up. I saw a stat that, and then Whittle, you can go. I saw a stat after the game that Aaron Rodgers, I think, had a 118.3 rating, passer rating, or whatever it was, quarterback rating. That's the first time in 4 years that the Patriots that's happened to the Patriots. Now, people could say, oh, the Patriots were injured, this and that. 4 years. That's a long time. So, I mean, but the Jets won't get any credit because of all the injuries and, all that. Go ahead, Whittle. Good morning.
Good morning. First, Josh Allen had a perfect passer rating against the Patriots in the playoffs in that wild card game. Number two, how long are the Chiefs going to continue to get away with this? I'm just genuinely asking. How much longer are the Chiefs going to continue to get away with this? It's 2 weeks in a row now.
I mean, I get it. Wait, the Patriots, but they were talking about regular season. So the Jets aren't in that conversation, Whittle. As you know, we're catching up to the Bills streak. So, we can't. That's what the stat said. I guess it's regular season. So Josh Allen did it in the playoffs. Okay, cool. But that's what the stat was. So, hey, Jets have an offense now. I just can't believe that everybody's downplaying the victory. It's crazy that other fans are doing, oh, it's only New England. But yet when New England beat Cincinnati and went toe-to-toe with Seattle, who's 3-0, I mean, what are we doing?
But Petey, football takes a minute to minute. Like, honestly, that's what it is. Hey, you're going to see. The Ravens are going to right the ship. The Steelers are not a 3-0 team in my mind. Like, yes, that's what the record says, but things have broke their way. Like, NFL's minute to minute. There's a lot of season here, man.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody's going to win this week that's not supposed to win.
Whatever, man. F the Ravens. All right. I like Derrick Henry, but I don't know, man. The rest of it, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I'm not ready to write the Cowboys off yet. They're 1-2. So what?
Well, Petey, to be fair,
Yes.
you guys were the ones in the offseason that said the Patriots were going to finish last. They're the worst team in the division by far. It's not close. That's what was coming out of here. So when
Okay.
you say people are downplaying the Patriots, no, y'all downplayed the Patriots. And the Patriots team that you played is not the same Patriots team that played week 1 or week 2. They were missing 3 starters on their offensive line to include both their tackles.
Okay.
Both their tackles on the offensive line, and one of their starting guards. Like they were missing a ton of guys. Like what Jawan Bentley didn't play. And their middle linebacker, the green
But
dot, he didn't play either. So I mean,
isn't that
we
part of the
we
game though?
can't. But we yes, but you can't sit here and act like because those players are missing that doesn't matter. Because
Nobody said that doesn't matter.
If Quinnen Williams and C.J. Mosley are not on your defense because of injury or whatever, and your defense gets
CJ
lit
CJ
up,
wasn't.
was
CJ
out.
wasn't.
CJ Mosley
I
was
what?
out.
Let me finish. If C.J. Mosley and Quinnen Williams are not on your defense, and your defense gets lit up, there's context to your defense getting lit up. Just like there's context to beating that Patriots team as badly as they got beat. That's all.
All right,
Okay,
I
but
have two
We
things.
know that.
But then you
Uh,
said the other day, Whittle, that Jermaine Johnson hasn't done anything this season. He's a major player in this defense, Whittle. So we had Jermaine Johnson out. You could say Hassan Reddick's not here. Yes, he's not on the Jets. But technically, we're missing Reddick, Jermaine Johnson, CJ Mosley. So there was injuries too. The week before, we were missing DJ Reed.
When I talked about CJ, when I talked about Jermaine Johnson, it was about the pass rush, not about his run defense. You know that.
Yes, but still, so what? There was one element that he didn't have a sack. Okay, but he's still a good player. I'm
Again, when I said Jermaine Johnson hasn't done anything all year, it was in reference to the pass rush. You know that.
all right.
So don't let's not change the context of what that
Okay,
conversation was
all right.
about.
So it was all right, but still, even if it's the pass rush, he's still good against the run, Whittle. So we're missing a key
And
component
I
to the
didn't say
guy.
anything about him in his run defense. I said he's an excellent run defender. He's been
That's
your
fine. That's
best run defending edge.
all
okay.
right, I have a few things to say, please. The first is, Whittle, I remember being in a space with you before kickoff. I think you know this is coming. I was in a space with you before kickoff. I said the Jets were going to scrape the Patriots because I was talking to Justin. Then I also said, you picked the Patriots and you knew the injury report and you picked them to win against the Jets. So that part's fine. And I said,
Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah,
let me say
but
my
Mark, I
last
didn't know that they
piece.
was missing all those
I
guys.
told you they were missing. I said, look at the left side of their lines all banged up.
No, you did not.
Oh, okay.
You
So
didn't tell me that
sorry.
they was
I'll
missing
make sure to
3
send you the
starters.
injury report because Google is free. I'm just giving you your own medicine on
Thank you,
this.
thank
Okay.
you. I appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
The
You
second.
can send me the injury report. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank
The
you.
second part is with regard to the Patriots. I was convinced the Pats were going to be a 7-10 team. I still think they could hit that trajectory because the defense, Christian Gonzalez, Keon White can still play. I think those are the two pieces. Keon White's looking good, and they're going to try to run the football. And who knows? At some point, Drake May will take the field. I still think they could be a 7-10 team. I think the Jets blowing them out isn't a factor of the Patriots being god awful. I think it's that the Jets are a really good team. Aaron Rodgers actually looks like a real quarterback. He looks better than I thought he was going to look. So, and if you don't believe me, read the stats. So, whatever, but we'll see. Now it's week 3. Entering week 4, we're going to start to see what these teams really are. So, look, I'm happy with what the Jets are doing. And they're just getting started. The offense is just starting to find some rhythm. They're not even playing their best football yet. We're just having a conversation about Garrett Wilson not tending to the details. He's not exactly on the same page with Aaron Rodgers yet. Wait till those two guys start clicking. Anyway, but Whittle, you did pick the Pats over the Jets. That's fine. Listen, I'm not right all the time either. Pete was smacking me around about the fashion you pick. So Whatever, it's all good.
Mark, to be fair, if you're asking me for a honest football take without bias,
Yes,
then I'll give you one. But if you want me to ask, if you're asking me who do I want to win the game, I don't want y'all to win any
of
game.
course.
I'm picking against y'all 17 weeks.
I get it. Listen,
I'm praying y'all get swept by the Dolphins. I don't think it's gonna
oh
happen,
God.
but I hope you get swept by the Dolphins.
Listen, we've been on Twitter for a while. I know the difference between smoke and solid analysis. I get it. So that's all
Yeah,
good.
but honestly, if the Patriots are healthy, I think that's a different game. But I didn't know that they were missing 60% of their starting offensive line. So that would have weighed in my analysis of the game. But ultimately, what the first thing I said after that game was over to the Bills fans, I said, "Well, what did we find out today? We found out that the Jets are not a bad team. They're not bullshit. So you guys are legit, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how legit that is. We'll see over the course of the season. We'll see. But for now, y'all are not dog shit. You're not one of the teams that I expect to miss the playoffs. That's where
That's
we are.
fair. Buckeye, 1 second. Mark, I want to do something here. Shout out to all my fans here. And, Mark, I know you're going to thumbs down this, but shout out to my Mets fans. Let's go Mets. Good morning, Mark. So that's
Great.
that's baseball, and Olu Fashion was a backup for you. So that's 2 from me against you.
The music, is that the Trump? Is that like from a quinceanera or something? Like what's
It's
that from?
called Narco by Timmy Trumpet and Blaster Jacks. It's, in case you're
Oh,
wondering,
okay.
Mark. All right.
Lovely. Good
Yeah.
morning.
So, all right, Mark, and for you again. There you go, Mark. Mark, how do you like that, Mark?
I've
Hey,
been to
good morning to
restaurants
you.
that they play that. I think when they make the guacamole for you, it's pretty good. All right,
Buckeye, go ahead.
Buckeye. Hello.
Yo, mine's simple. For the last couple of years, and I mean every fan base has taken a victory lap beating the Jets, who were decimated with injuries. And we were told no excuses. We were told our coaching staff would be able to win games with backup quarterbacks. We were demolished by other fan bases, and everyone pumped their fists. No excuses. And then now all of a sudden teams are facing the horrific truth of injuries in the NFL. And I hate them. But yes, we are going to take our victory laps on every win. Yes, it all counts because that's what we as Jets fans have been dealing with for years. And no team has been dealing with the amount of injuries that we've been dealing with. Lose your starting quarterback 4 plays into a season, get back to me. When we play Miami, and if Tua is not on the field, that victory is going to count if we beat them. That's how I feel. And I'm going to talk about it for 2 years. Because that's what Dolphins fans have been doing.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley is going to wind up playing any.
That's cool. We're going to beat the doors off of them.
So
And I don't want to hear about beating backup quarterbacks. I don't want to hear none of it. That's been victory lap narrative for years with every fan base.
But then
so.
Buckeye, then it's going to be said that, last year,
Who cares?
we beat the Commanders and the Patriots when it didn't matter and they were winless games. So that doesn't count. I'm just saying.
I also know we beat Josh Allen. We beat Jalen Hurts. We beat who else last year was a elite starting quarterback that we beat last year?
That's it.
No, it was another one in there.
Nearly Mahomes and the refs, but that's a twofer. That's tough. That's right. I said it.
Houston.
Dude,
D'Amico
Exactly.
hell?
Yeah, C.J. Stroud. That's
Oh,
it.
God.
C.J. Stroud was the other one. Beat the doors off of Houston.
By the
Football's
way,
tough, man.
What about Sam Darnold?
They didn't look. They didn't look good yesterday.
No, they didn't look good. That's why I say football is it's the beginning of the season. A lot of these narratives are going to look silly as we go on. No one thought Denver, like, I never thought Denver could win yesterday. Wasn't even a realm of possibility. And that game wasn't even close. Tampa looked foolish. Baker looked foolish. But I think as Jets fans, just enjoy what you watched. Last week was the best football game we've watched in a long time. I think, you know, what was just said, there's a point to this is not the same old Jets. We just need health. So let's hope we got health.
You know who didn't look
Brian,
foolish? Sam Darnold. Sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Good morning, Petey, June, Mark, guys.
so
This is what I was going to say. Buckeye just, mentioned it. Last week, guys were saying, oh, Denver, Minnesota, this team stinks, that team's no good. Hey, every team has to show up on every Sunday in the NFL. This is just the way it is. I mean, who thought the Panthers would win at Vegas? And they were handily beating the Raiders the whole entire game. And Denver, you just got to show up every Sunday. You can't take any team for granted.
Brian, did you see the Browns losing to the Giants? You didn't see that.
I
game.
did not see that.
Nobody did.
No. And I did not see the Rams beating the Niners, even though the Niners had a lot of injuries. And they're mounting injuries left and right. So you got to stay healthy, and you got to take every team seriously. That's really it.
I agree. Brian, you know what I don't think? I'm not trying to put words in people's mouth here, but the Jets are 2-0 in the conference. The Jets always, with these freaking tiebreakers, when they made the playoffs a few times, they always lost to AFC opponents. Baltimore's 0-2. You know, there's teams that are, Cincinnati, has to me, the conference games are more important than. I know fans were upset that we got demolished by San Francisco, but it's an out-of-conference game, especially in the NFC, is not a big deal to me compared to these AFC games. I mean,
I totally agree.
Baltimore won yesterday, but they're still 0-2 in the conference.
I agree. I think that Raider game's going to come back to haunt them.
Yep.
I really do.
Hey, Brian, I've got a couple questions for you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we were told, Aaron Rodgers 40 coming off an Achilles. We were told that he was immobile. We were told we need to see it. What's your and you asked the question actually about leadership on the Jets. Where are the leaders? So would you consider Aaron Rodgers a leader? And does Aaron Rodgers look to you like a guy 40 off an Achilles?
No, not the other night. I mean, I told Petey I was very impressed with his mobility. I wanted to see him just move somewhere, and he did it multiple times, which he picked up a couple first downs. So I was very impressed with his mobility and the way. And I'm a little different from what I saw, with the Solace hug. I said, look, this guy wants to win. It's no time for celebrating and we got our first TD. This guy, in his eyes, I saw he's on a mission. So I would say, look, this guy is command. He has command of the offense, obviously, but I think he also, if he has command of the offense and is scoring, he's going to elevate the defense. So I think he is a leader on this team. And I was very impressed with his mobility and just how his accuracy is still right on point. Compared to Cousins, which they went away from a quarterback sneak because of his injury. And if you guys saw the game last night, they did any other probably quarterback would have, did a quarterback sneak for a couple inches, but because of his injuries, they went away. And it really probably cost the Falcons the game. So hats off to Rodgers for getting back on the field and still being, elite player.
So,
Mark,
Brian, I don't know how you
can I-
wrap up a guy in the end zone and not get a flag. Like the way I was taught, if your back is to the quarterback and you're tackling the guy, it's first and goal from the 1. Period. I don't know how they missed that call. And I come from an era, and Brian, I think you do too, and a lot of guys in here, where refs will make mistakes and then they'll actually throw like complimentary flags to try to make up for it because it's never a perfect game that gets called. So you just kind of like try to even it out with the penalty yardage. I don't know how you even out first and goal from the one in a one score game. Like that's god awful. And that was a good football game, man. That was some real football coming down to the wire, and then the refs had to step in. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and I do have a little concern that Rodgers, when he moves out of the pocket and gets hit, I thought he got hit late a couple times. One should
So
definitely
did
have
I.
been one should have been a flag, and I think the refs, because of his makeup, are not going to give him those flags compared to, say, like a Mahomes, which would, let's be honest, Mahomes would have got that flag. So I just hope, you know, he gets out of bounds, or he just protects himself, because the refs are not going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, well, Brian, he did. Go ahead, Buckeye.
I was just going to say that there's definitely superstar referee calls. Like I think there's not a Jets fan that won't admit Sauce is beyond handsy. He's beyond handsy. And superstars get calls. Like that is what's happening in every league, and this is one of them. Like there's plenty of calls Sauce can get called for a DPI.
But Buckeye, they treat Sauce like a superstar already.
They do, but that's
that's wild.
The NFL definitely has different calls for different people. It's true, but every league, NBA, NHL, like every single league does this, and Mahomes definitely gets it. He gets superstar treatment.
Yeah. June, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, brothers. Good morning.
Good to see you, man.
Man, June, what'd you think of the weekend slate after a victory?
Well, wait. Can I
It was
ask June a
beautiful.
question?
It was
June.
beautiful. Yes, sir.
June, if just say, and this is, I thought Tua would come back from this, bad concussion, and I hope he does. I want to see him play good football. I do. But
Right.
if Tua does not play this year, how many games do you think Mike McDaniel can win with Tim Boyle, Skylar Thompson, and Tyler Huntley?
4 or 5. No more than that.
Okay. Just
And
want to know.
that's being straight up. But I wholeheartedly agree with what Buckeye was saying, because we couldn't use that as an excuse last year. Everybody just did, no matter what was said, we blew you out. We blew you out. We blew you out. So I just don't want to hear this. I want to hear the same shit this year. That's what I'm saying. What was good for us last year should be good for you this year.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the case, because, people, everything's year to year. People are going to forget. In my opinion, I think the Jets, won games because of the defensive staff. I do.
Of course.
I think the Jets, I'm not saying the offense, because the offense was dreadful. It was dreadful. Now, here's another question.
PD.
Let me just switch real quick,
All
Mark.
right, good.
So when Russell Wilson is healthy, do the Steelers stick with Fields? I think you have to.
Once again, Pete, that's how me and you met talking about this right here. You have to ride the hot hand.
Look, the Steelers have always done that. They run the hot hand. Last year, when Pickett was supposed to start in Seattle, they went with the hot hand. Their backup that didn't play very much, but he was winning games, so they stuck with him, and that really got Pickett pissed off and got him out of Pittsburgh. Tomlin's going to run the hot hand, and I'm going to tell you, I'm scared of the Steelers. Their defense is playing lights out. Watt completely manhandled the rookie, the All-American, yesterday. If you guys watched any of that game,
yeah.
he couldn't handle J.J. Watt.
He killed all.
So that Steeler game's going to be a tough game.
And not for nothing, Brian, I said before the season started that the Steelers are my favorite to win that division.
By the way, I
defense
looked
is
at
crazy.
June. I looked at their schedule, man. I mean, I don't think their schedule is that brutal, man. It's not. I think Pittsburgh, I don't want to start saying Pittsburgh, I think is, unless they regress with Fields, I think they're probably the favorite to win the division right now.
The Jets are their toughest game in 4. I'm looking at their next 4 games. So they play at the Colts.
Now,
They
that's going to
host the
be tough, though.
Cowboys.
That's tough, Mark.
The Colts?
Yeah,
No, they stink.
going to the Mark.
Defense
Dallas is a
wise,
tough
no.
game, Mark. All right,
Yeah,
then
but the
they got the
quarter,
Raiders
dude,
at home, the Raiders on the
unpredictable.
road,
I am
Giants
giving
after
you
the
this.
Jets.
Oh man,
Go ahead.
He
Sorry, Mark.
said, "Oh, bit."
I'm
Mark,
trying to give
sorry,
you. I'm
man.
looking at it.
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking to you.
All right.
So yeah, so they host the Colts, right? And then
Yep.
it's no. I'm sorry. They play at Colts. Then they host the Steelers. Okay. Then they play at the Raiders,
Wait,
which you saw
how did the
Devontae Adams on the
Steelers,
sideline.
Mark, how did the Steelers host the Steelers? You meant they
Oh
host
my
the
God, they host
Cowboys.
the rate. Holy shit. So technical. All right. And now I'm going to do it again. Okay, fine. So the Steelers at Colts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys at Steelers. Okay, pay close attention, Pete. Then
Thanks.
Steelers at Raiders. Okay. And then they have to host the Jets. So that's the toughest game and then have the Giants. And then the Commanders. Yeah, dude, it's a sweetheart
Yeah,
stretch.
they'll be 6-0 facing you guys
Wow.
at
I think
home.
they'll
Holy.
slip up, Brian. I think they'll slip up one game at least.
Which one?
I don't know. I think Dallas could beat them.
No, they own Dallas and Pittsburgh. They own them.
Well,
That's a fact.
well, we've seen.
I'm just telling you, historically,
Okay.
they do.
Well, we've seen strange.
Even when they
Well,
had Romo and
yeah.
and
Well,
T.O.
Brian, Philadelphia owned us last year, and we beat them finally. New England's owned
I
us.
know.
We beat them this year finally. Well, now we have a winning streak. Actually,
I'm just talking the Steelers at home. That's all.
yeah. I don't think Pittsburgh will
I
be
hate to
6
admit
and
it, they
0.
have one of the top 3
Yes, they
defenses right
do.
now.
Yes, they do. They're very deep. Brian, I just don't think they're going to be 6 and 0. And if I'm wrong on a take, I don't. Who cares? I just don't think they're going to be 6 and 0. I think they're going to slip up one of these next couple of games.
Pete, you
I'll
know who
say
was
this.
wrong on takes? Folks that were saying fire dude in the halftime rooms, which those rooms are a joke. It's an emotional wreck. And
All
folks
right.
going in there saying, oh, get rid of Robert Saleh, fire Saleh mid-game. It's emotional garbage. And look at what he did last year with no quarterback room. They got 7 wins. Let me see Mike McDaniel do the same shit with Tim Boyle or Tyler Huntley or whatever. Let's see him prove what he can do with backup quarterbacks. It's not easy, man, to keep your defense engaged the whole time, to have your defense not turn on the offense and throw up their hands and say, man, if we could just get anything out of the offense. Dude, the defense instead, the players were like, you know what, guys, we need to pitch a shutout. They were going to the media and saying 1 score's too many. Tell me that's not leadership. And now he's getting an offense. He's got a real quarterback. Where are the Saleh haters now? Under the bed. That's where they are. Good, Pete.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Good morning.
They got Aaron Rodgers, man. He's playing lights. Nobody saw he was going to be looking this good after. I didn't think 17 games in Aaron Rodgers was going to be looking like this. I said in the room, in Whittle's room, I'm like, man, I think I don't know if you're going to get the same kind of mobility, spinning out of the pocket, extending plays, like even scrambling for first downs. I don't know if that is gone from Rodgers. I said that before the game. Look at this fucking guy prove me wrong and prove everybody wrong. And as a Jets fan, I want to believe the guy is going to be the best version of himself. And then he exceeded my expectations. So
Let Steven get in.
whatever, man. Oh my God, let's see it again. Oh, shit. All right.
What?
I'll go on mute.
Let Steven get in, Mark.
Oh, sorry. I misheard you.
Mark,
Go
you
ahead,
just
Steven.
told me, Mark. Wait, Steven. Mark. All right, Mark. Now you want. Mark. Now you hold on, Mark. Now
I'm
you
on a
want to be
rampage.
no. Now you want to be funny, Mark. Pay close attention in detail, just like you did with me with the freaking schedule. So I said, let Steven get in, not let's see it again.
All right. I apologize, Pete. I apologize again. Steven, good morning.
Oh, well, then this is going to be, Petey. This is just how we're on the same wavelength. Because I was going to say, let's see it again, because with here's my thing. We're Jet fans. We're used to this. When we get a big
Yes.
win, we've seen in the past that we come out and have a big letdown. And
Yep.
I don't think, again, I don't think it'll be different. I mean, I think it'll be different because the difference with this team than past is Rodgers being the mature quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there before. He's had winning streaks before. But at the same time, just like I wasn't gonna, we were all saying Rodgers could look the same, but we wouldn't have that proof until last game. This game to me is just as important as the New England game because I got to see him be mature and this team be mature and stack wins. So there should be no reason we shouldn't still beat Denver. And but there is that thought in my head about, you know, worried about a letdown. But with Rodgers, I don't think we will. That's why I think that's why he's great for us. But at the same time, I just want to see it before it happens because like I said, just going off of history. But again, he looked absolutely great. I don't know how he looked better on 4 days rest than he did on 7 days rest against Tennessee, but he was completely in control of that game. And it was just a great thing to watch. So I'm looking forward to Denver. I think we should win. Not going to say handily because it's the NFL. It's the NFL. So just get the win. But until then, I'm not going to say anything because I got to see it.
Steven, I think the difference for Rodgers, why he looked better the third game in, is because he had to acclimate to game speed and acclimate to his weapons. Like and they had to get used to him. That's the difference. So for him, it's not like, for example, Brees Hall. I don't think Brees Hall is 100%. Like he still looks a little slow to me compared to Braylon Allen. I could see it in the side by side. It's just he's got to get in game shape. With a lot of these guys that are stellar athletes, like they have to get in game shape. For Rodgers, his challenge is different. It's get used to game speed, get used to your weapons. But he hasn't worked with a lot of these guys. So in week one, we saw it. He was relying a lot on Wilson, who he developed chemistry with in camp, and a lot with Lazard, who he's got years of chemistry with in Green Bay. Like now he's getting Conklin involved. Now he's throwing 50-50 balls to Mike Williams. Like now he's hitting the backside of the backfield. Like he's hitting Gibson, who's operating this in the slot and hitting him on the slant. Like he's getting more used to it. He just needed more games. I think this is the version of Rodgers we're going to see through the rest of the regular season, presuming health. This is him.
Hey, Mark, you know what's funny? I never said that, but yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Brees Hall take. Like I think he's hurt because he's not running the same, and Braylon Allen is just looking like a stud. So I mean, could that be the case?
I think it just takes
I
a
mean,
couple
Brees
weeks
Hall
to
has
ramp up
three
for that.
touchdowns, though. Come on, June marked it. I think Brees is dealing with a quad, so he'll
Okay.
he'll have 10 days to rest. He's back on the turf. At MetLife, unfortunately, but whatever. Brees is still arguably our best offensive weapon. Still, he still is. People are keying on him, man. And Braylon Allen, that 1-2 punch is deadly right now. It is. Brees runs hard,
Well,
man, and then you got to deal with this kid Allen now. It's
now, well, Petey, as fun as this weekend was yesterday, laughing and seeing the Cowboys go down and it, and believe me, it was definitely enjoying to watch them go down. Tonight is the night.
yeah.
Or they're going to flub it up and
Yes,
return to form tonight and
ooh
flub it up to Jacksonville. We'll see.
it's the legion of the ones, the twos and threes. You said it. It's the league. It's the league of the two and threes.
Listen,
Let's see them
today
go
is
down.
desperation night for Jacksonville because they do not want to start 0-3. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win, but Jacksonville can't start 0-3. So, I mean, I expect Jacksonville to be in the game for sure. But
Who do you expect to win, though, Petey? Let me
Buffalo's the
just cut
better
the chase and
team.
ask you that question.
Buffalo's the better team. But I
Oh,
wouldn't be shocked if there was
oh,
an
oh.
upset.
Oh,
Now,
desperate teams
now
come to play. You've
for
seen it
real,
throughout history. Yeah,
absolutely,
when
Brian.
when
Now,
the season's on the line,
now,
they're going to
now let
try
me
to give
say,
their best game.
Now let me say this too: the last 2 years, Buffalo
I will
hasn't
say the
beaten them the
Can you
Adams
last
hear
2 years.
June?
deal's still on
Can you
track
Brian,
after
can you hear
yesterday's
June?
loss. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I
drop and
can't.
come back?
Drop
Yeah, we'll
down.
bring you back up.
The Buffalo is 0-2 over the last 2 years against the Jags, and I think we all can agree this roster isn't as good as the roster they had last year. So I'm
Hey,
gonna
my
go with the
dog.
Don't start, June.
Wow.
And
June,
guess who's
June,
on the menu
don't
this
start.
week? Hello? Buffalo
Who on the
Bills.
menu this week?
Bills Mafia. Hello? Hey.
Hey, June, June,
Oh,
Yo,
no, I
June,
really can't. Hey,
don't start.
PD. I'm
Don't
upset
start,
with you,
June.
PD. I'm upset with you,
hey,
PD.
Why you upset with
I'm
me?
upset with you. You said the
hey
same.
Charles.
You
Hey,
saying,
yo, I
Hold up,
can't help
Wait,
PD.
don't
wait,
start.
wait, wait. What?
PD,
Let me
you
hear.
said the
Yes.
same shit about the Ravens last year. We're desperate. We need a win,
Yep.
right?
And you were. You know what? Good for
And
you
you know what
guys. Yeah.
happened
You
yesterday?
yesterday. You guys were desperate and you won. Good for you guys.
So
Big
you don't think the
win.
you.
Jazz you don't think the
You
Jazz
preach.
gonna be you know
I
what?
think. I think the Jack. You didn't listen to me. Good morning, first of all. Hope you had a good weekend. Congrats on your win.
Wonderful, wonderful
Yeah,
weekend.
and then
Wonderful. Wonderful.
now you're gonna pump your chest at 1 and 2.
Mm-mm,
Fine, go ahead.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Shout out to
mm-mm,
the
mm-mm.
Mets. What about the Mets, huh? Give me some props on the Mets,
Hey,
huh?
to be honest with you, I don't want to talk about baseball.
All right, hold on here. Let me just say, I think Jacksonville can win tonight. I do,
Well,
but I don't
look,
think they're going to. But who cares if I'm wrong? I'd love
look,
to see the Jags beat the Bills.
I was in a space yesterday, right? And I'm not gonna say no names, but a Buffalo Bills fan came up and basically was saying he a little worried about this game. And I was pretty shocked that he said that though. So
He was keeping it real though.
yeah.
He
He
was
was keeping
keeping it
it
real.
real. So I just want to hear what he got to say after this game about the Ravens game. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm waiting. Yo, can Sunday night hurry up and come? Damn, I'm ready. Peter, who y'all play this week?
Denver.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Hey, I think I might like that.
Don't again. Hey, don't
Didn't
do
you
it,
pick the
bro. Don't
Patriots
do
and
it.
you posted it in the
Don't do it.
comment of Pat's coming
Yeah,
out of
he
the
also
tunnel?
picked. He also picked the Titans, so it's okay. Let him keep picking.
All
But
right,
guess
good.
what though? How many of y'all had the Cowboys yesterday though? Let's wake that up though.
I picked the Ravens.
I did not pick the
Hey, Petey, can
Cowboys.
you admit, did you watch that game last night? For some reason, the Kansas City Chiefs, boy, they just
The
always
referees,
find a
bro.
way.
Actually, to be
Yo,
honest, Kika,
what
I'll be honest.
what I tell
I
you?
was watching and I fell asleep in the fourth quarter. I was pissed, and I woke up at the end and I heard all the crap going on, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What I tell you? The calls are always going their
And I
way.
hate to bring the refs in there, but it's crazy, bro. Like, yo, the man was holding Kyle Pitts yesterday, no pass interference, but the following week they called pass interference. Like, bro, like the refs is a joke, bro. Like, and I think no one, like, let's be
No,
real, right? That's why the Chiefs run around on this app talking big shit, because they know they got the
Yeah,
refs in their
but
hand.
Kika, let me just say this. How do you think Jet fans and other fans felt about the Patriots? They got every call in the book. Every call in the book.
I mean, yeah, but y'all wasn't on the Patriots level, like,
It
if you want me
doesn't
to be honest
matter.
with you.
It doesn't matter. We
Yeah, you're
beat the
right.
Patriots when it mattered the most in the playoffs out of all the AFC East
Look, there you
teams.
go. Look, there you go. He got
We
like there you
did.
go. No, I'm talking about the Chiefs, man, Mr. Yuji. Hello. He gonna sit up here and say, yeah, the refs didn't have nothing to do with the game. You know, we just the two-time champs, and that's what we do. We just play ball. I know,
I don't think
ref
UG
ball.
does that though. I listen to him a lot. He's always in here. Let
wait,
go
wait.
ahead, June.
What?
Let's get to Charles after June.
Yeah, I was about this. No. Get to Charles first. Charles had his
Hey,
hand up
hey.
before you
First
say
of
you
all,
got
don't start, June. Don't do it this time.
that.
Don't, please, God,
Hey,
I
yo,
can't keep trying
you
to pull
already,
you off that
you know where
ledge.
I'm
I can't
going.
keep.
You know
Yeah,
where
I
I'm
know you do
going.
this
Look,
all the time, and I
you,
can't keep being.
I'm not betting
Okay,
though. I'm not
all right.
betting.
And
I'm
kicker,
not betting.
kicker. Look.
What's up, good
You,
brother?
you my guy, bro. You my guy. but you literally shitted on your squad after them losses, and I can't. I want to join your excitement. I truly fucking do. I truly do. But how you came into this room and you was like, these motherfuckers ain't making the playoffs. Fire Harbor, fuck out reach. It
Whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
terrible.
whoa, whoa,
What?
whoa,
What?
whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa. Hold up, good brother.
What? What?
I don't
What?
think I never came in here and saying that we wasn't gonna make the
Oh,
playoffs.
he did say about
You
Harbaugh
did.
though, because you know why, Charles? Let me just jump in here because I said if Baltimore fires John Harbaugh at the end of the season, I will go pick John Harbaugh up and get rid of Robert Saleh instantly because that dude is a great coach.
It was bad. I know. Look, you was in a dark place, kicker, and sometimes you block shit out because you was just in that dark place. I understand.
I'm still in a dark place. You know why?
Why?
I mean, we got the Buffalo Bills. And listen to Bills Mafia, like
Here we go. Look,
every
look.
time they
Look.
play us,
I'm
they
gonna
fuck
let you
us up.
fight this
So
battle. I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna let you fight this battle.
hey, I ain't gonna lie, I can handle Bills Mafia by myself. You heard me. Just like when I would be
June,
at the bank
but
selling
June, look,
tickets.
you part of the posse, June. I'm telling you to fall back.
Oh, no question. Yeah,
You
no,
to
man, look,
fall
I'm
back.
jumping in with both feet. Come on, kicker, let's get
Oh
him.
shit! Here we go.
You pulling up to the bank?
I'm, I'm
You
pulling
know
up to the
what?
bank. I'm
I got one thing to say for y'all tonight. Duval.
Oh God, yo, I ain't never seen another fan cape for so many other teams, bro.
Yo,
I
I
just want to
swear he's
thank Kickers
hilarious.
Ravens. They won me a lot of money yesterday, so thank you, Kicker. I think your pep talk to
Hey,
Marlon
God
Humphrey
damn it.
really
Send me
paid
my
off.
2%. Hello? Send me my
Hello.
2%.
Oh,
Wait,
dear.
did
What
you bet the
happened?
money
Do
line?
you want the long version
Well, it was
or the
minus
short
one, so I
version?
wouldn't have mind. I mean, when it's
Shit
minus one, you might as
happened.
well just
Do
do
you
minus
want the
one.
long
Yeah,
version
right.
What's the or the
I
short
won like
version?
$1,200. So thanks,
I
Kicker.
short
Hello.
version. I broke
Ooh,
down.
Eugene,
What's the long version?
Eugene, go ahead.
Let's get to it.
I
My man Eugene, good
broke
morning, brother.
Eugene, I ain't
down.
never heard you
I'm so
complain
sorry,
about
Harold.
saying.
Problem is, I
You're
need to
good,
get this
man.
delivery to
Yeah,
the
good
mainland
morning.
as soon as possible. And the
He
problem
always keep
is,
it real.
I
That's
need
my
to get
guy.
this delivery to the mainland as soon as possible.
I think
And the
I
bridge is
can
out.
help. What a run of bad luck.
But
To be I think I
helicopter.
can help. To be a helicopter. To the mainland, you say? I'll get it there in no time.
Just be careful.
To the mainland,
It's
you
very
say?
heavy.
I'll get it there in no time. I
Just
love
be
being a
careful.
helicopter.
It's very heavy.
Whoa.
This
I love
is
being a
heavy.
helicopter. There it is.
This is heavy.
Huh? There it is. Now. Almost I there. Can do this. Huh? Hang on now. I can do this. There we go.
You know what, Easy? I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your shit, Easy. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your shit.
Eugene, can I say one thing? Yeah, Eugene, the Chiefs' defense is legit, bro. Like for real.
it is.
Yeah,
And
it is.
my thing is, it's like Twitter has become Facebook, where like if one like troll account with a bunch of followers tweets something, everyone just runs and go with it. If you watch that game, you cannot sit there and say, man, that game was decided by the refs, because
I will,
they
but
had
I don't follow
three
accounts, UG. I make up my
they
own
had
mind. Look at the
three
jumbo. Look at the play.
chances. They had three chances to win the game and they didn't. Like, so you cannot just look at this and say, oh man, if because of a flag, then yeah, they'll be on the 1 yard line. You know how like pathetic that sounds? No, you lost, kicker. Like, and then you lost to the Raiders. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
Stop talking.
Kicker,
You
you
lost
crossed
to
my
the
survivor
Raiders.
pool with that.
That got blown. You
Wait,
lost to the
Giambi, you
Raiders.
didn't buy back in?
You lost to the
They
Raiders
don't
that
offer
got blown
buybacks.
out
They
by
only have one month
Carolina.
left.
And then
All
the
right, let him
Cowboys,
go. Let him
you
go.
I
Come
guys
don't
on.
were
even know
up
any other
like
Raven fans.
28-3, and the Cowboys almost won the fucking game. Like, you guys are pathetic. Stop talking about Buffalo and stop talking about the Chiefs. Because y'all suck. Y'all lost to the Raiders that got blown out by the
Oh,
Panthers.
this was a great day to come back into the commute.
Stupid. And they didn't. You lost to the Raiders, and you were up.
Listen, bro. Hold on, Kicka. Kicka, hold on here. I
Easton
don't
Stick's
care.
gonna run all over
Yeah,
the Chiefs. Hello.
I don't care. I don't care how you win an NFL football game. Look at how the Steelers are winning right now. They're playing defense. They've scored 20 points once, and they're 3-0. I don't care. The Chiefs are 3-0. Kicker, I would love to be 3-0. You would love to be 3-0. All of us would. Yeah, you. Come on, man.
No,
Okay. Okay. Mark handled. Mark, please jump in. It's happened once, man. The Patriot thing's happened once. Okay?
all right, can we get Sherm?
Yeah.
Can we get Sherm, please? Good morning.
Hey, Sherm, you got a
Good
game
morning.
tonight.
What's up,
Sherm.
boys? Like, first of all, good game again on Thursday. I rewatched it. I like to rewatch some games, and I want to say Rodgers definitely looked mobile. So I want to. I want to eat. That's okay, but I want to
Okay.
eat crow. I want to eat crow on Rodgers' mobility. I want to say,
Here,
all
let
in
me
all,
set the
good game.
table. Let me get you the cutlery, Sherm. What are
No,
you
no, no,
drinking? I'm gonna pour
no,
it
no,
up
no.
for you. Go ahead.
No, but I am going to run full circle, and I want to say that UG and actually Slip and the Chiefs fan base are two of the most. I think they have a great football acumen. I think they know what they're talking about, and I think they love it. But being a fan, sometimes you're blinded. One call
Yes.
takes points off the board. Okay, that's points off the board, and it's a call. We're not going to say phantom call because it's not a phantom call. So to classify something as, oh, it's a phantom, no, that was molestation in 50 states. Like, that's what it was. Like, that is a call that you have to make, and you get prison time for literally raping someone. Kyle Pitts took points off the board. Okay. So, yes, the refs tried to make makeup calls, which was a defensive holding for 5 yards. And yes, the Falcons didn't go the extra mile and do what they had to do. But we never said Kirk Cousins was Pat Mahomes. What we said is that would have been points. Okay. And when you take points off the board in an NFL game, what the Chiefs fans are now starting to see week after week after week, it's getting old. And like, it's okay. We get it. He is the new Brady. He is that guy. But we have to just quit as a objectively. We can't just say that's a phantom call. There's nothing
I didn't
phantom
say it
about
was a phantom call. I
it. You
said
did
the
say
phantom.
phantom. This is
No,
recorded.
no, I did not. The space is recorded. I was talking about the face mask phantom call and also the fucking roughing call.
Those are
I
drive.
like,
Those are
bro.
drive extending plays. Though one is points and one isn't. And I get you. They definitely tried to make makeup calls at the end, but one puts you at the 1 yard line and one puts you at the 24-yard line. Okay, so I'm just saying, hey, look, like I said, my tweet is absolutely correct. I don't care if anybody believes it or not. It's just what I said last night, and I said, Chiefs fans, Defending the obvious bias refereeing is laughable. No need to justify it. It's
It
clear
was
and
a missed
objective.
call.
It's not a missed call. It was a clear. There wasn't a person in the United States that missed that call except for the guy that was getting paid off or on the Chiefs' payroll. I don't give a damn what you
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Hey Sherm, you know what
The
else
Chiefs
crazy?
have an
Usually it
influence
say
on the refs.
something, but yo, if you look at it, Pat Mahomes kept turning around crying for a flag and shit, like every
Reed pulled
time.
the ref by his. Reed literally pulls the ref by his
That's what
shoulder
I'm
and
saying,
says, "Hey,
bro.
they're supposed to lose a down right now. By the way, they didn't lose the down. And oh, by the way, we don't want the runoff." Like after the play was already getting ready to get snapped. Don't tell me the Chiefs don't have influence.
Hold
They
on,
have influence.
what?
Right.
A coach?
You know what else
Y'all,
though?
no,
Listen, mark my
no. What
words.
the
10 years
fuck?
from now, we're gonna
A
get a
coach
30-30
talks to the
special
ref because they
about how
were
the
talking to
Chiefs,
them about the
they might
first
get
off.
this
It was a kick. It
asteroid
was
Can
a
you hear?
kick.
mark on
Can you
their shit
hear? Can you hear
because
UG, bro?
Like, bro, it was a kick, right?
oh
It
no, he
was a
went out.
kick,
He was talking,
and
then he went
they
out.
Yeah,
didn't
he's
know
talking
what the
now.
fuck they
No
were
offense.
talking about.
Oh.
They didn't know. So Andy is
So
talking to the ref.
if the ref didn't
Andy
know
is
what he's
talking to the
talking
ref
about,
to try to see if it's the down and distance, if it's fucking -10, and also is it a loss or down or not. That's why he's talking to the ref.
he
And
threw
then
his
the
hands up.
second time he talked to the ref was because they both called timeouts at the same time. If you call timeout and the other team calls a timeout, yeah, you would be talking to the ref trying to get your
UG,
timeout
can I
too.
ask a
Like, what the
question
fuck
here?
are you talking about?
Sherman, UG, I have a question for the room. UG, can you just mute because I'm echoing real quick?
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
muted.
guys, the Chiefs are the new Patriots. They're hated by everybody. It's a fact. It's a fact. They're the new dynasty. And until somebody beats them and Mahomes is gone, just like Brady was gone, I'm sorry. We went through this as Jet fans for 20 years of seeing all this. And it's happening again with Mahomes.
Can I say something controversial? Pete, don't mention the Chiefs and the Patriots in the same sentence. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. The Patriots, I watched them be dominant and play mistake-free football and capitalize on opponents' errors for a decade. Like this is that
Mark,
they played a caliber of perfect football I don't think I've ever seen
Mark,
a team play. The Chiefs were not playing perfect football. Yes, they're no one's saying they're not an excellent football team, but I'm sorry. I've watched plenty of football. If you have your back to the quarterback and you're tackling a receiver in the end zone, that's a fucking PI and they should call
Mark,
it.
I understand that, but the Patriots also got so many calls all the time. How about the Jets play with Austin Seferian Jenkins? All that stuff. They got every
I
break.
remember
They
that.
got
Yeah, that's
every
true.
break. Mark, they got every break in the book, or however you say
But
it.
Pete, I'm not taking away from their greatness, and I'm actually one of the people, especially in my own base, that will always say that the Chiefs are great and 15 is
Yes,
dominant. But what I
yes.
am not going to go for is say that weren't benefited, and then the
Okay.
makeup
So
calls,
sure,
and that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Sherm, can I ask you a question? And
Yes,
good to hear
yes, sir.
from you in this
Yes, sir.
space.
You're good.
I know I come talk to you a lot,
No, you're
but
cool.
so that Raiders game wasn't a benefit to the Patriots. It won them a Super Bowl. I know the Patriots still had the win and all that, but that call changed the NFL. The
It
tough
100
rule.
it 100% did. But
Yes. So,
but I
but
but
if that play doesn't happen, Sherm, are we talking about a real dynasty with the Patriots?
What I will say is that when you are the poster boy for the NFL, similar to the Jordan calls in the NBA when I was growing up,
Absolutely.
you're going to get a little bit more love, and
No
that's all
doubt,
I'm saying.
Sherm. I
That's all I'm
agree with
saying.
that 1,000%. I'm on board with you with that.
And I still love Mike, and I think Mike's better than. But
But
that's a different
Sherm, I was a
conversation.
Nick fan. I'm a Nick. I hated Jordan as a player when I was a Nick fan, and you know what, Michael Jordan. If you see what I wear and stuff, I don't wear LeBron James stuff. I wear Michael Jordan. I love
Yeah,
Michael Jordan.
yeah, that's
He's
all
a
I'm saying. It's not taken away from them, so I don't want anyone to say I'm taking away from them. But we can still be objective and say, hey, that takes points off the board. That's
listen.
all
The
I was bringing
Chiefs
it up.
get calls. They get calls. It's obvious.
But
That
my
takes
thing
me
is,
to
sir, you're saying that they like, oh yeah, that foul takes points off the board. I agree. It was, if you want to say that was a PI, I won't argue with you. But the fact that they had 3 drives, all finished in the red zone, and they didn't score points.
No,
You
you're
cannot
absolutely
point.
right, Yuji.
You cannot point to that one play and say that cost them the game.
The only
You just
oh, my bad.
can't, bro. They had
Here's
3
my
fucking
problem.
drives.
Usually, here's my problem with that. And we could pull up the percentages. I'm sure they're out there of teams getting points, being first and goal on the one, even with the quarterback with Achilles that's scared to do a sneak. I'm I'm pretty sure they punch it in. It's 7, and now we're watching another terrific game between two great teams. Coming down to the wire. I got
And you know
robbed
what?
of
And
watching that
Mark,
game. Hold on. I got robbed of watching that football game because the refs decided to have a no call in the end zone on an obvious PI. That's why I'm angry.
and Mark, you know what would happen? And this would happen. You, like as a Chiefs fan, you can't win because this is what's going to happen. If you call that flag, and they're on the one. Let's say they do score, which I mean they had a 4th and inches and they lost 2 yards, but okay. And there was multiple times where they were at 3rd and 1 and they lost 2 yards. But okay, so let's say they get the touchdown. You know what will happen? Mahomes would either score or get in field goal range, right? In one of those calls, there's going to be a hold. There's going to be a defensive pass interference to get them in range, and everyone's going to say the refs bailed out the Chiefs to get them in range to
But
either
that's all
score a touchdown
hypothetical. I want to
and
see
kick a
that
field.
drive.
But it's
That's my
going
point.
to
Yuji,
happen
Yuji, listen to me
because
though, real
those
quick,
calls
please.
are going to get called in the fourth
Please,
quarter.
can I just say one thing, Yuji? We deserve that. I know Mahomes would have scored, but I wanted to see it. I know you would have won the game. You're absolutely right. Yes, they didn't get a 2 inch or a 1 yard and then 2 inches. They ran a horrible play, but they would have had 4 plays. Chances are they get in. I'm talking hypothetical too, but I'm saying, yes, I believe Mahomes drives them and gets it. But as a football fan, I wanted to see that. I think everybody wanted to see that. That's what we watched the Chiefs for, is to see his greatness. And yes, he would have scored. He probably would have got them in field goal range. Butker would have nailed it. But to say it wasn't there or make the excuse that it's, and I'm not saying you're making the excuse of saying, but what I've seen from some Chiefs fans is hey, they got makeup calls or blah blah blah. There's a difference from being at the one and then whatever. But I'll come off. I'm not mad. I'm not coming at you like that. I don't mean it. I'm just saying I do believe Mahomes would have scored. And I get your counterpoint about him getting a call in the other way. Back to the gym.
Thanks, Sherm.
It's
Enjoy,
crazy.
Sherm.
It's crazy to me how you guys like. I get it. It's Chiefs fatigue. These niggas just keep winning. Like you want to see them lose. It's like the Floyd thing. Like let's be honest. When you watch the Chiefs, you want to see them lose. Now it just it's not unfair. It's kind of fucking mind boggling that like you guys watched the Packers versus the Chiefs game, right? And y'all saw how that ended. No one says anything. No one says it, and no one talks about that. You guys seen the Colts game against the Chiefs a few years ago when Chris Jones sacks Matt Ryan, and then they call unnecessary roughness because Chris Jones said something and whispered in his ear, and then they end up scoring a touchdown because of it. Like you guys seen, like let's say the Phantom roughing the passer, they score a touchdown instead of kicking the field goal. No one's gonna say anything because you guys want the Chiefs to lose. You're gonna say, "Oh yeah, that was roughing," but it wasn't. Like, or the hands to the face. They're like just bullshit. Like, bro, they had 3 at the end of the day. If you're coaching a team, if you're a Jets fan, if you're Cincinnati, if you're the Buffalo Bills, and if you're put in that position, you have fucking 3 opportunities to win the game, and you don't, but you want to point to a fucking Kyle Pitts no call? Like, are you serious? That's like 20. If I go back to it, and I swear, if it's over 16 plays within the 20-yard line, there's no fucking excuse. I'm sorry. And then the thing is, too, on the 4th and inches, if they convert, they most likely score a touchdown. No one would be talking about the Kyle Pitts play because they scored the fucking touchdown and the Chiefs lost.
Yeah. So
Like, it's just fucking mind-boggling
I'm
to
looking.
me that they had 3 opportunities and did nothing with it.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing. They got
I'm looking.
stopped on the 4th and inches.
I'm looking at that play. This when the Chiefs were up 7-0 against Mahomes got hit in the face on that. People are saying that wasn't a penalty. If you're going to call it like that, when you hit the helmet of a quarterback, it's a penalty. Like I don't see the beef there. Like I saw Robert Griffith's post. Griffin, that's a penalty. I mean, people can cry all they want about it. That's a penalty. I don't know where people are coming up with that's not a penalty. You could clearly see him get hit in
Someone
the
talking?
face. Yeah, me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pete's
yeah,
talking.
so
And to your point, Pete, quarterbacks are a protected class now. It's just it's a
Tell
different
Yuji
league.
to come back. I want to talk to him.
Here, Eugene, drop and come back so Pete can hear
yeah. Can I ask a question for a good friend of the room? Darren wants to ask this question and wants to know what we think about it. He said, "Well, Rogers is Rogers still pissed about what happened with Sean Payton and what he said about Hackett, and he didn't get a chance to get his revenge last year. So, what do we think about it?" I think you're absolutely right. I think Rogers is gonna go ape shit. He's gonna try to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's on his mind for
But
sure.
June, that win's not going to count because Denver's not good. That win's not going to. None of these wins are going to count, bro.
Well, wait. Sean Payton is Buckeye. Hold on here. Let me be critical here. Sean Payton is clearly a better coach than Robert Saleh. No,
Yes, he is.
so right there,
Getting to it.
The Broncos have the advantage in coaching, but the Jets have the better roster by far. So
Talent, right? Absolutely.
PD, they just beat the doors
Yes, they
off
did.
of. They beat the brakes off of Tampa, right?
Yes, they
hmm
did.
They beat the brakes off of them.
yeah. By the way, guys, before we continue, I want to shout out some listeners. Tanad's in here. What up? Lee
Wait, wait,
Sean,
wait, wait, wait.
Rick Rock.
You,
Go ahead, June.
you got to shout out Darren. Darren, the one who asked the question. What up, Darren?
Darren Tewksbury in the house, Big Haas, Dan Moscow, Vezo, Nikki, Carl Binger, Dale, Bills fan Dale. What up, Dale? Dev 3.0, Neil Brooks on the other side. All right. I want to hear, Charles, give me 1 second. Let me hear from Chris from Orlando. Chris, good morning.
Hey, Pete. I appreciate it, man. You know I don't come and talk as much, but can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
We
we got you,
can, man.
Chris. Good morning,
Gentlemen,
brother.
I shout all y'all out. Usually I'm lurking. Mark, you got CD, all y'all, man, really host this. Pete, you're my guy. You know that. I really enjoy these spaces. I can't say enough about what I've seen. And to bring it back to the Jets, sorry, I just got here if you guys were talking other games. But I'd like your opinions
Don't
on what I've
worry.
been about. Thanks, man. I really, not only did I like the offensive line the other night, but for them to come to their guys' aid. You know, some of these guys are brand new to the team, and for them to, not allow them to, beat up Brees Hall on the sidelines and take advantage and get an extra hit, they made their presence known. Like, no, you're not going to do that to our guy. A little concerned about Zerline. Look, he's been one of the best kickers in football, but to miss that field goal, I'm sure he won't allow that to happen again. He's a perfectionist. As far as the defense goes, Hassan who? Now, I know deep down, if we're going to be a Super Bowl contending team, we would like to get him back. But I also don't want to get him back and get week 11 just because he has to. And, he's moping around and changing the mood of this team, especially if there's a good vibe going on. And lastly, Aaron Rodgers, what can you say? I mean, who would have thought, guys? I think I was looking at FanDuel just for fun because you can't gamble down here in Florida unless, you go overseas to whatever and hope it's legitimate. But no, really,
Chris, take a cruise to the Bahamas real quick.
yeah. Why not every week, Pete? You'll go make a bet and come back and then go cash it in on the next Bahama trip when it's a free trip because I won my ticket. That's a good point. But no, Aaron Rodgers, I can't. So what I'm saying is the line of him, and correct me if I'm wrong to those who do gamble. I think that it was over under a yard and a half or 2 yards rushing, and he did that within the first 5 plays of the game. He looked so good, mobile, and I'm sure it's been discussed 100 times because I'm late here. But I was just very pleased on how Aaron was mobile. Besides being Aaron Rodgers in the throwing and reading the defense game. But I'll go back to lurking again. Pete, Mark. Mark, I don't think you know how good you are at these spaces. I think you kind of I really enjoyed Mark. We don't talk very often, but Pete's the godfather. All y'all, man. Thank you so much. June, I haven't known you very long, but I do appreciate you hosting and listening. And I'll just shut up now because I feel like I'm being
Hey, Chris,
Nah,
Chris,
you
thank
good,
you.
brother.
Yeah, Chris, real
Thanks,
quick.
Pete.
Thank you for that. Let's go Mets. I actually played the trumpets before because you're
God
not going
bless
to
the
hold
Mets,
on.
Pete.
Hold on. As much as you just praised Mark actually shot down the trumpets, which is a boo-hoo in my book. So
Can you boot Mark from the host and just drop him and give him a timeout, Pete, if
no,
that's the
I
case?
can't. I can't do that to Mark.
Oh,
I
man.
cannot do that. I cannot do that to Mark. No.
Pete, I
But
tried so hard to not bring up the Mets, but thank you because you're the host. You're allowed to. But I'm so excited for this Braves series. It's 2022 all over again. Let's just hope it's not a sweep because if it's not a sweep, the Mets
no,
control their own
listen,
destiny in Milwaukee.
Chris, real quick, and
Yeah,
yes, I am the host. Yeah, just look, just win one game, and you
one
control your
for
own
the.
destiny.
That's it. All
So,
right, Pete.
Thank you,
Thank you
Chris.
so
Thanks
much,
for your
Chris,
guys.
kind words.
Chris,
Except for the
wait, hold
Mets
on,
talk, I appreciate
Chris,
you.
this is for you, Chris.
Thanks,
Mute.
Chris. Oh my God, man. Oh boy.
Chris, my brother, good hearing from you.
Thanks,
Talk
Pete.
to you soon.
God bless
All right,
you all, man. Thank you.
let's go
Thank you.
back to praising Mark because Mark wasn't
PD, I
nice to
can't
me this morning.
believe after a victory Monday for the Jets and you're playing fucking trumpets in
Nah,
Of course
here.
I am, because you know what? Everybody freaking doubted the Mets, and you know
Who
what?
cares
The
about the
Mets
Mets?
deserve.
It says
I
uh,
Jets
do.
commute, not Mets commute.
Okay.
uh,
Just like Chris said, I'm the host. I could do that. So, by the
That's
way,
true.
Charles, I'm sorry you were waiting long. Now you can talk longer. Go ahead, Charles.
I sure was waiting a long time, boy,
I'm
playing the
so.
music and you loving your little Mets today, ain't you?
Charles,
Hey,
come on, man. You know I gotta represent.
I
Hey,
yeah,
Charles, I was
yeah.
about to tell him act like he been here before, but he
Well,
hasn't.
obviously he has it,
He
but no,
hasn't.
we
So,
good, we good. So
June.
so what I wanted to say, I was like I hear all these fan bases kind of like trying to preach to the masses about why they team should be on top and the penalties. And I'm gonna tell the guy that was the Kansas City fan, I don't. If I was the Jets, I would not explain myself to none of you minions. I would be talking shit and standing on business. It's no need to explain yourself because you're the man on top, or you're the fan base or the team on top. It's no reason to explain yourself. And the Jets, I don't care if we play the fucking BYU backyard university. If we win in the NFL, we win. I'm just here for the experience and watch my team evolve. And then just wanted to say this. My friend was a Patriot fan, and they used to whoop our ass. Everybody knows they used to tear our ass up. And I'd be like, well, this would be my rebuttal. I'd be like, well, they fucking cheaters. When he looked at me and said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win. And I looked at him and couldn't say a damn word. I was like, yeah, you're right. So when you're on top, it's no need to explain yourself to no one. Just be on top and live there and have fun while you're up there. But just have fun while you're up there. There's no need to explain yourself to no one.
You know, Charles, that's the New England credo from deflated balls to the video. What is it? Video gate, the taping the practices, and the rest of it. Listen, Belichick would exploit every edge he could to try to win and beat the Jets, and he had it out for the Jets. So that's what makes this victory we just watched that much sweeter. But Charles, ultimately, I agree with you, man. A win is a win, and it's hard. They're hard to get. I just, as a fan of football, I don't like seeing the refs interject themselves into what could have been a really nice down to the wire football game at the end. That's why I'm more mad. It's a lot less salt at the Chiefs because they're a very good football team. It's more I want to see. I don't want the refs to decide the
Well,
game,
Mark, would you
and
be
that's what
look
it felt
look
like
seriously?
watching
No,
last
let
night.
me ask you an honest question. Like let's
Yeah,
say that was the Jets. Let's flip it. Let's put your shoes. Let's put yourself in their shoes. Let's say that happened to the Jets. honestly now. Be honest, Mark.
Oh, I'm
Is
doing
that,
cartwheels. I'm saying I'm doing, and you know why?
that's what
You
I'm
know why I'm
saying,
doing
Mark.
cartwheels, Charles? I'll tell you why. Because the Jets never get calls. So if they start getting, I'm like, oh my God, they got a call. How many calls have we watched? Pete went through the list of them with New England with the Austin Safarian Jenkins effed up touchdown. Like a lot of, I'd be in shock. I'd be like, wow, the refs are actually taking care of Aaron Rodgers. Like if they'd gotten that roughing call out of bounds, which I don't know, by the way, if you guys watch the Chiefs sideline, whenever anything like the calls happen, like everyone's reaching, the equipment guys reaching in his pocket, throwing a flag. Anyone else seeing that, dude? They,
That's a
it's
good
like
one, Mark.
flopping around like fucking soccer, dude. It's crazy to me. It's like I don't want to see that infect the NFL. Just call the damn game. Anyway,
Let's get the ground.
ground.
Good morning.
My brother Ground, what up, brother?
Good morning. Man, the NFL is some mystery, huh?
Yeah.
It's like you just don't even know. Like, it's just crazy. Like, anything
The-
can happen. When they say any given Sunday, it's like, yeah, that phrase will never get old because
Nothing is definite. Nothing is definite.
it's so true. You know what? Like, a couple of teams, you know, we have a couple undefeated teams that are left over here, and honestly, it's just one week at a time. And we got Olu going up against JFM, and that's it. Let's have a good week because you know what? No teams a gimme anymore. I would never in a million years imagine the Broncos scoring 26 points against anybody.
Hey,
So
hey, Graham, what would you have said if I told you after week one that the San Francisco 49ers wouldn't win another game
you mean up until now, right?
up until now?
Yeah. You're listen. When I was my cousin came over for a little while, and we were watching NFL Network. NFL Network is practically like Red Zone for free. It flips, it goes through all these different games, and
Right.
we're watching the Rams, the Cowboys, and we're like, what the fuck's going on here? He leaves. I'm watching the Cowboys. I guess he's listening to the Rams on the radio. He's like, the Rams won, and I'm like, yeah, Dallas is barely still holding on, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it was. I think it was Meek. You're gonna sit here and say that Dak's a better passer than Rodgers? No,
Who
no,
said that? Oh,
no way,
Did
no
he really
way.
say that?
It
Yes.
wasn't not today. He didn't.
All right, he's not in
No, it
here,
was.
but next time
Yeah,
he's
he
in here, I'm going
didn't.
to
I,
ask him.
I said after the Titans game, I said Rodgers is the best passer in the NFL. I said he may not be the best quarterback. Obviously it's the top two are Mahomes and Allen, but pure passer, it's Rodgers. It's still Rodgers, without a doubt.
I
And
mean,
and then I'm watching, and then this week I'm like, wow, it's even more apparent to me that he's still the best passer. It's not even close. It's not even
Petey, you got to
close.
stop hedging about Rodgers, dude. He's an animal.
who's
At
Mark? Who's
40, he's a
hedging?
maniac. You're like,
Okay.
oh, I don't know if
Well,
he's so good. Dude,
Mark,
he's incredible.
yes, he is, but I just wanted, I want him in the, I
You know
want
what
him
it is,
healthy,
Mark?
and that's it.
If he says anything good about Rodgers, everybody jumps on him and calls him a fanboy. So he's a little timid.
No,
That's what it.
no, 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 no. Let's
Fan
no.
it up, dude.
I've been saying that all off season, and I'm going to continue to say it. All
Pete,
He's
I
the
you've
was
best
very
seen.
passer.
okay.
And
Can
I'm
I
So
say
watching
Ground,
something,
have I?
Dak.
please? Oh,
Dak
Yes,
couldn't hit the broadside of a barn
yeah,
yesterday.
yes. I know that. Ground. Can I ask you a question? Have I
Yeah.
been one of the most enthusiastic people with Rodgers coming back? I've stood on my ground since day one when that guy got back on the field. No,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. None of us really knew what we were going to get, but if he continues to, if the offense continues to like get into rhythm, because I mean, really, they're still learning how to play with each other,
I agree.
and if they continue to like ascend and really hit their stride in the second half of the season, um, this talk of him being like, you know,
he'll win the
top
MVP
top
if
top
that happens.
15, top 15, top 16. Yeah, no, I don't think so, man. Like he's in the top like 8 conversation.
Yeah.
all.
I mean, look,
It's
right now, if the season ended right now, I mean, Sam Darnold is in the conversation for MVP. He is.
Yes, he is.
you're right.
Sa-
That's
You
Mhm.
fine.
know, like this, but it's 3 games. Let's see. I think Rodgers may have a bad game here or there. You know, the Jets defense may not play as well. We don't know, Mark. You could
Petey,
sigh,
you have
but
watched so much dreadful Jets football, and now that you actually have a quarterback, you're saying, "Oh, guys, Darnold might beat the end."
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we please?
Hey,
Mark,
Mark,
can I
Aaron
ask
I,
you a
Rodgers is
question?
your
Wait, 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 wait,
quarterback.
wait, 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 Mark, hold on.
Darnold is playing
Ground.
well though.
Okay, so Mark,
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers has been the best quarterback in the NFL through 3 weeks? No.
Aaron Rodgers has been ascending after injury. He looked old in 2 games, and now in the third game, he looks like he did like 2, 3 years ago. The guy's
Okay,
looking like
that's
the
fair.
fucking goods. Okay,
Okay, so was
he's looking like a real quarterback.
Okay, so was Aaron Rodgers good in week 1?
And hold on, and not a
he
real
was decent.
quarterback.
He
And
was
hold
okay.
He
on,
was
hold,
decent.
hold on. Let me finish. And not a real quarterback in 2024 because I'm seeing what's passing the quarterback play in 2024. You got
God
guys
damn
running
it.
around all over the place. They're taking off, highly athletic, and the rest of it. I'm talking pure. This is looking like vintage quarterback play. And I don't mean vintage is old. I mean high quality. What I'm used to seeing out of the best quarterbacks in the league. Are they making
Petey,
tight window, accurate throws? Are they leading receivers? Are they fooling the defense with their eyes? Are they taking off if it's not there? Are they getting multiple people involved in the passing attack? This is real quarterback play, and Rodgers is the last guy in the game doing it like this.
Rogers was average week 1, but
Mm-hmm.
he made 3 plays in that game that
Oh
only he
yeah,
makes.
I agree.
He made
Guys,
those sideline throws.
I,
Oh
I,
my god.
I think I saw a stat that the Jets already did something twice in a game that they did in 204 series last year. 204 series. And I forget what it was. I got to find it.
They've already got 2 first quarter touchdowns.
Oh,
They
drives of 6 or more plays or whatever. It was so dreadful. Mark, I'm not
Pete, I
arguing
guess
with
my
you with
point
that.
is here's my point, Pete. Look, people can call you fanboy all they want. You've got a year, if we're lucky, to fan the fuck out over Aaron Rodgers being your quarterback. Enjoy it every
Oh,
week. You've
Mark,
got
I
one of the
Yeah,
am.
best.
I don't
I
want to
don't know when
hear.
the whole thing is said and done. I don't know how high he's going to be. Is he a top 5 quarterback in the league? If he plays like he did this week through 17 weeks, is he at? Where is he at in the quarterback rankings? I don't know.
Mark, and I'll tell you this, I don't want to hear about fucking Jordan Travis. I don't want to hear about any of these fucking guys. Like, we're never going to see this ever again. Period.
That I agree with.
Okay, so I'm enjoying the shit, and that's it.
And Pete, I want you to enjoy it too. I don't want to hear about fucking Sam. Good for Sam Darnold. I'm happy
Pete,
for him. All Jets fans are happy
Yeah,
for
me
him.
too.
But
Pete,
for
Pete,
right
Pete,
now, fuck him.
It's
Pete
just
can't
crazy.
fully enjoy it because his Met
How did
fandism
I know the Mets
spills
were
into a
coming up
Jet
here?
fan. Because
Okay.
that's what it is.
Wait.
When you a Met fan, you look for the bottom to fall out because it usually always does. I get it,
Yeah,
but
hold on here, though. Can I defend this?
of
All I'm
course you
saying is,
can.
listen, trust me, I was in the building where I was sitting. The whole section was just stunned how this got. June, we were seeing something that I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He was changing plays. He was calling out protections. He was picking the team. He was looking downfield. I'm looking downfield, and he's hitting Xavier Gibson across the middle. He's hitting Conklin on his third read. It's incredible. Like,
Petey,
we weren't used to
Schrager,
seeing that.
Schrager said
We're
the
not.
same
We're
exact
not.
thing on NFL Network. Schrager was like, Jet fans were fucking shocked. They were like,
Ground. I was there. I was reading the atmosphere. Like, even my dad was freaking. I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, and my dad and I are like, I'm like, Dad, he's dissecting them. He's like, my dad was even impressed, and that's a lot coming from my dad. From all the, you think I've seen a lot of shit
so
football, Mark?
when we talk about this being the most talented roster,
what you're looking at is pure greatness and talent. Yeah, Vinny Testaverde had a great year, but you can't take the best year he ever had and then say, okay, compare that to Aaron Rodgers' talent. Like they're two different things. They're two
Ground, I
completely
agree.
different things.
I wish Aaron Rodgers had Bill Parcells as a coach.
Because
Pete, let me put this in. Hold on, ground.
Testaverde did
Let me
not
put this
look
in
like
ground and
this.
punt terms. Okay, for ground and punt. Okay, the Jets with Testaverde were dating a 6. Okay, now they're dating like a solid 12 with Rodgers. Okay, he's out of this world good. Yeah, Testaverde was fine. Rodgers is he's first ballot. Like this is, I can't. You said this actually to me, Pete. Imagine the freaking Packers fans have been watching this shit week in, week out. How spoiled. Like now we're the ones that are spoiled. This is incredible quarterback play.
All right,
Out of this
Mark.
world good.
Packers fans are rooting for this guy.
Mark, can I make a comment to that? Because the other day I went into a Bills space and and this is not a shade to the Bills fans, but I'm like, I couldn't believe what I've seen Rodgers, with his mobility that game. And, I didn't get attacked, but it was like, oh, you're bringing propaganda. It's not the point. I'm
Oh
just
my
saying, hold
God.
on here.
Propaganda.
Let me
You
explain
can't
it.
say
So,
anything to these
no,
guys.
but then I'm like, well, I'm just saying this. You guys, the Bills are used to seeing Josh Allen run at will. We've never seen a quarterback play like this in the last 15 years as the Jets quarterback. It's been a disgrace. Besides a couple of Mark Sanchez plays and wins in the postseason. And what we see, Geno Smith had a few games, yes. Darnold had a good opening day at Detroit. Fitzpatrick, yes, but come on. So I'm just saying, I'm
Actually,
enjoying it.
it's funny you mentioned Geno. Geno had the perfect game. The Jets quarterback only perfect game.
Was it the
With Geno
Falcons
Smith.
or the Dolphins?
It was the
Was it
Dolphin game. The
okay? That
Dolphin
was the
game.
last game of the year when Decker was
Yep.
just
Yes, it
torching
was.
them.
Yep.
And
You know
so,
what,
by the
PD?
way,
Oh, go ahead.
wait, one sec. By the way, shout out to Kelvin, our buddy Kelvin. I don't know if he's in here, the Dolphin fan, saying now he knows what the New York Jets fans were talking about or went through or are going through
Oh,
with no
thank you.
quarterback. No,
Thank
it's
you.
listen. I'm not making stuff up, guys. Last year at training camp, when I saw Tim Boyle, it was pathetic of what I saw. And that guy played and started in a game last year for us, multiple
Well,
games.
Petey, he played yesterday. Unbelievable.
Pete, a team, when you can't play complementary football because your offense is that bad, everything starts to look bad. The coaching looks bad. The other two phases start to F up because they try to do too much and look bad. Like Dolphins, this is not the worst it's going to get. Like, it's bad, dude. It
I'm
is
sorry.
bad news. They want
I'm
to burn
sorry.
it all down. I've seen fans say, we've got to get everybody out of here. This is malpractice by
Wait,
Greer, McDaniel. These guys
But
are
but
jokes.
Mark,
Clean
Mark, go
house.
ahead, Buckeye. I got something after
I was
this.
just gonna say a lot of hours were spent on it's not Tua, it's McDaniel and his system. Bullshit. Bullshit. Like now, bullshit to all those takes. McDaniel, the genius, cannot be any form of respectable as a head coach and an offensive mind unless he has a conductor. And Mike fucking White was never a conductor. All these guys are never going to fucking do what Tua does. It doesn't make Tua incredible, but it made him competent to run a McDaniel system. You're going to see right now,
Exactly.
he's no offensive genius when he doesn't have a conductor.
He was Nathaniel Hackett yesterday.
Bro, and that's the point. So again, this is not me advocating for what Salah is and what he isn't, but it is fair to now see what is Salah as a head coach with a conductor, right? You need a conductor to be competent in this league. There was so much time
Oh,
wasted.
absolutely,
Yeah,
Buckeye.
Petey, you talked about the guy in the Bengals. His record's like 4-100 without
He's
Burrow.
4-28
Yeah,
against
it's
without Burrow.
disgusting. It's disgusting. So, like, if you don't have a conductor, and Mike White is no fucking
Oh,
conductor.
Yes, by the way, let me point something out too during the Giant game. I'm sorry, guys. There was over 3 minutes left. The Browns had all their timeouts left, and Stefanski went for it on fourth down. I know they got the ball back again because the Giants missed the field goal, but I'm sorry, guys. You have to punt there. That was a bad coaching. And I know Stefanski can get away with it because he's won, but you got to punt the ball there. I'm sorry. Here we go. Neil, this is why I love conversation in this room. Neil Brooks sent me over it. Thank you, Neil. 6 first downs on each of the last 2 drives for the Jets. In 2023, 6 plus first downs on 2 of 208 drives. They did this in 3 weeks with Aaron Rodgers. 2 in 208. It was disgraceful what we saw last year. Neil, thank you for that. Neil Brooks from over the pond over there across seas. Thank you.
Pete, I
I
have two
mean,
things
this is
here.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Like what I love. Aaron Rodgers is incredible. I just want the Jets to win. Ground. I'm just a little, skeptical still.
Pete,
That's
I have
it.
two
Go ahead.
things for you. The first thing is for the Dolphin fans. Where are the Dolphin fans who were doing cartwheels after the Jets' Week 1 loss? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen hide or hair of these guys. So excited that the Jets dropped it to San
Exactly.
Fran. I'm just saying, come on back in. We
Exactly.
welcome you up on stage for the accountability segment. We'll give you a mic. I'm excited to hear from you. That's number one.
Mark, comments from Anonymous. That's what was happening.
Oh, the
Comments
Anons?
from Anonymous.
Yeah. So that's great. They're under the bleachers. That's cool. So that's number one. Number two, this has to deal with Rodgers and Saleh and what Buckeye said. It takes a head coach and it takes a quarterback. You need those two things if you're going to win football games. And now the Jets have that. And I want to shout out, we haven't done enough of this. We haven't shouted out Saleh and Ulbrich for dialing up a quality game plan against New England. Because it's one thing to know that a team is going to come out and be one-dimensional and gas you in the run game. And we all saw what happened week 1 in the run game against San Fran. It was dreadful. Okay? They dialed up the right game plan, and suddenly that defense is starting to look right. Now, can they keep it
And
going?
Salah. Hold
Yeah,
on.
But
it's solid too. These
He
Mark, you
guys deserve
also
can't.
their credit.
he
Mark,
also
you can't
bailed the
do that,
offense.
Mark. There were 3 offensive linemen out, Mark. So
He
there's
also
con.
bailed the
Oh,
off. Hold on. Salah also bailed the offense out of like 4 delay of games in the last 2 games.
that's
Yep.
He
right.
caught. Yep.
But Mark, you were killing Ulbrich the other day. So let's be fair. Don't be consistent here. You
I'm
said
giving him
Jeff
his
O.
props.
Okay, but you were
Look, he
saying
looked
Jeff O.
Pete.
Go ahead.
He looked terrible against it. That was some of the worst defensive game planning against San Fran. You knew what they were going to do. They were running in the interior, and he still had folks in the wide nine, and folks were missing assignments. Folks, linemen were getting to the second level at will. It was a dreadful performance on the ground. That's what lost them the football game. You could say it was Rodgers looking sluggish in the first game, but it was just as much like or more Ulbrich in the rushing defense, and they fixed it. And listen, here's the thing, too. I didn't even mention this. We've been talking about how the Jet defense thrives on rushing 4 guys and dropping 7 guys into coverage. Like, we know that. They don't travel their corners. They rush 4, drop 7. What if we've had it wrong all along? What if because the Jets have never played with the lead, that really what they want to do is run up the scoreboard and then they've got more blitz packages on board? What if this defense can actually blitz, which, by the way, is a great fit for what Will McDonald wants to do because he is elusive. He's got almost 6 sacks in 2 games?
Yeah, Mark, they did blitz a lot. They blitzed uncharacteristically on
A ton,
against.
like
Yeah.
40% almost, where previous to
By the
that, it was like
way,
20 something percent.
On the first series, that was a big play because Quincy Williams came shooting through one of the gaps, and Brissett had to throw the ball away because he was going to get sacked. He can't get away from Quincy Williams. By the way, Quincy Williams in the last 2 weeks, man, he's playing all pro level for sure.
He's playing
From
lights
what
out. And how about Sherwood, who's getting more snaps than expected? He's playing lights out.
Yep.
Well, Quincy is actually an all-pro linebacker anyway.
Yep. By the way, guys, if you're tuning in, thanks. We're on YouTube Live, So if you can subscribe to Jets Commute on YouTube, that's Jets space Commute, and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. You know, we'll be doing some interviews with some, you know, content creators, you know, other guests too down the road. So if you can subscribe to Jets Commute on YouTube, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you for that. Continue.
Petey, to that point, we like to bring in folks that feel comfortable on Twitter and talking in spaces. Like Pete does a great job getting folks in here. There are some folks who just feel much more comfortable on YouTube. So having interviews over there, we're going to put more up over there, I think, over time permitting and the rest of it. But again, listen, man, Petey, you've watched some of the worst quarterback play imaginable and have been at the games getting rained on watching trash, and now you have Aaron Rodgers. So for you and all the long-suffering Jet fans, like, I'm excited for you guys.
Mark,
because now you're going to get to see Hall of Fame quarterback play for a year, maybe two, if you're lucky.
Mark, even the ride home, like, it's usually like, oh, we're nitpicking at what some disgraceful quarterback play. There was nothing at all to complain. Nothing. Like it was like different territory. It was crazy. There was nothing. It was awesome, Mark. The ride home was, you know, and I know it's only one win, but it was just nice to be in prime time, 24-3. Could have been worse, but you know, you're right. I've seen a lot of bad play, Mark. I've definitely seen more losses than wins, you know, at home for sure. Going into games.
Terrible play. The Tim Boyle experience, which now that's the second
Mark,
he got
Tim
in. I saw Jake
Boyle,
Asman actually posting on it.
Yeah, Mark, like, oh, you God, forgot freaking Chris Streveler.
Oh my God.
Chris Streveler.
It's unbelievable, man.
Greg McElroy. You want me to go on?
Tim fucking Tebow.
Who else? Who else am I missing?
Bryce
Helen
Petty.
Clemens.
You can go off Bryce
Petty.
Glenn Foley. We can go on for fucking days doing this shit, bro.
Are we doing Hackenberg? I know he get a
I don't think he took the field. Did he take the field?
Bubby Brister? No, he didn't.
Bubby Brister.
Bubby Brister. Come on, guys.
Bubby Brister. That's funny.
I see Rusty in here. Hello, Rusty. Vezo. Double R. PK's in here. UG, Buffalo Mafia. Some Bills fans are in here. Duran, what up, Duran? Alex.
Duran, let's see if you be here later on tonight, brother.
Duran's been talking about, this is it's a fluke with Rodgers. Can he sustain it or something? He's got some other tweets about it. So I don't know, Duran. We'll see. Let's see what he looks like against Denver when he's trying to smack up Sean. Maybe that was your actual comment from before. Like, let's see what happens when he decides to smack up Sean Payton for what he said about his good buddy Nathaniel Hackett. Let's see if Rodgers puts it on him. He is spiteful as hell.
It comes to the Jets, he's deranged.
Oh. You know what, Pete? I remember a year ago or so when we first got the Rodgers news and said, you know what? If this guy has any juice left in the tank, we're not even going to recognize the level and caliber of quarterback play given what we've watched over the years. And now it's finally coming to fruition. Like, now you're seeing it's not even like they got like a decent guy, like, you know, Derek Carr revitalizing his career, what's happening. And like some of these other guys looking like mid-tier quarterback play. Like, Rodgers is not a mid-tier quarterback. I mean, he's off the charts in terms of what he sees, his ability to manipulate a defense, spreading the ball around, and now he can be mobile.
Exactly.
I don't think it's a fluke, man. I don't think it's a fluke at all.
Mark, you know what I really was impressed that I have seen it, but Aaron Rodgers' vision of the football field, like how much stuff he sees. Like he checked out of the Lazard touchdown. That was supposed to be a run to the right side. By the way, if you want to hear what's his name? Emmanuel Ocho?
Ocho. Yeah, Ocho.
Yeah, Mark, I may want to play that because I want to break that down, you know, and listen to what he says, you know, because, I mean, this is what we need to hear. You know, we're not used to this. Go ahead, continue, Mark. We got about 15 minutes left, guys.
I just want to say, look, man, Rodgers is hated, okay, for whatever it is, off the field shit, his attitude, whatever. Greats are hated. Like the Chiefs are living it right now. The Patriots lived it for a while. Rodgers has been hated too. And now even folks that can't stand the guy in national media are like, look at what this man is doing on the football field. I understand it's one game. I get it. But if he's able to stack like two or three that look like this, even if they lose, but Rodgers is looking exceptional, like he's the leader of that football team. Like, and his stats, listen, he may never throw a 300-yard game. I could give up, like, I don't care. If he's getting close to 300 yards and he's getting 2 touchdowns and no picks, and then the running backs are involved, the Jets are scoring an average of 24 points a game, and the defense is playing lights out, like, I will watch that week in, week out all year long and be very excited to compete for the division and then to watch what happens next. Like, that is winning Jets football right there if Rodgers is looking like this. So I'm excited about it. I'm gonna keep being excited about it, and I'm taking no apologies. All right, I don't want to hear about teams having their quarterback woes, about teams having injuries at the position, other injuries, and the rest of it. We have lived through it all. I've watched practice squad guys play in the interior with some of the worst quarterback play in the league. I'm happy. I will be happy watching this team play against them. I don't care what these other teams are going through. I'm okay. Listen, the highest echelon of the league, I could give it. Look, I got Aaron Rodgers. All right, Aaron Rodgers. The league effed around and gave Aaron Rodgers a top 3 to 5 defense. And now we're going to have to watch that. We're going to see the Jets play exceptional football, presuming health. Now, a lot of it is on Fashionu's shoulders. Can he step up and play great at right tackle while Morgan Moses is out? Actually, we skipped right past something you said early in the space, Pete, which is if Fashionu balls out, do you give him the start over Morgan Moses?
We got to see. That's a good. I know I brought it up, but let's see, Mark. I don't know, because then like I
No,
don't want to.
you can't.
Yeah, right.
You can't do that.
I think Fashionu's still, while his pass pro is great and Rodgers is the most important, I think Morgan
Run
Moses
block.
brings a nastiness to the run game. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And I still think the team, in order to keep Rodgers healthy, the rushing attack with Braylon Allen and Brees Hall, like that's an important part of what they're doing to slow down the rush. Like, listen, the Jets are going to play whatever. You're going to play Buffalo in week 6, but then you got the Steelers week 7, and the Steelers aren't a joke. If you want to have a chance at slowing down TJ Watt, you're going to have to run the ball.
Yep.
Right? That's how you slow down the rush. Run at his face, run away from him, and have your backside protection. You know what I mean? Like this, they're going to have to do a lot. I don't want Rodgers throwing 40 times a game. I really don't.
Mark, I found the clip, guys. Give me here. I want you guys to listen to this. It's a minute-long clip from Emmanuel Acho. Hear me out. Just
for the first time since I was in high school, the Jets had a first down on every offensive possession. Say that again. Say that again. For the first time since 2008, the Jets had a first down on every offensive possession, y'all. We're talking 16 years and change. For the first time since 1989, the Jets have opened the season with 3 consecutive games where you have a scrimmage touchdown, people. What we are witnessing with the Jets is historical caliber performances. 3 games, 3 TDs. Like, this is impressive stuff that Aaron Rodgers is doing. In 2-5, I do understand you when you say it's just the Patriots. I hear that. But I do want everybody to remember, Aaron Rodgers had a passer rating of 118. The Patriots have not allowed that in 48 games. You got to go back to 2021 to find the last time a Patriots defense allowed a passer rating of 118 or greater. So what you saw Aaron Rodgers do last night isn't just some performance we should be flippant about. No. It was a marvelous performance, regardless of who it was against.
all right. That's exactly what I was trying to talk about this morning. So, I mean, guys, if you want to come up, there's about 10 minutes left. Please do so. I do not want to dominate this. You guys are the people that drive the space, the listeners, and the questions. But this is a guy, since 2008. You heard that. Like, this is the garbage we've been watching. And guess who the quarterback was in 2008? Brett Favre, by the way. So we did have Brett Favre. Too bad he got hurt.
Pete, we're
Mark, you
not
got
used to any
anything?
of this. Yeah, we're not used to seeing normally in the room we're quibbling about the defense and we'd be still talking about week one. Are they gonna sort this out? Where's Hassan Reddick? No one has brought up this man's name today. This is a 2 hour space and no one's talked about Reddick. Why? Because of Will McDonald and because of whatever in the Chiefs and the fucking penalty. Like that's why we're also not talking about it.
Well,
But Will
Mark,
McDonald's
he
looking
needs to
stellar
be
in two
here.
games.
He needs to be here. I'm sorry. I'll
I hope
stand
he's
on my
there by week
ground.
6. I really hope he is because that's a big game against the big time quarterback. Like they're going to need him, especially with Jermaine Johnson out. So that it's a big deal. If you want to, listen. At the end of the day, you got to make quarterbacks uncomfortable in the pocket, and Reddick helps you do that. You can't count on Will McDonald to flash every game. I mean, he needs a break. You know what I mean? So, and then you got the young guys. Some of these undrafted guys looking good. Like Leonard Taylor the third he's starting to look good
That's my
in the interior.
guy.
He's doing some things, and you got to hope that some of these other undrafted dudes they can develop. But it's going to be weeks of work. Those guys aren't playing their best football up front yet either. So, but listen, man, get Reddick in. You set a tone. It's going to make life really easy for your linebacking core in the back end. Because look, Mosley going to play against Denver. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say he does, Mark, but and listen, for me to anoint Sherwood over Mosley after 2 games, let's see. I would play Sherwood more because I know Mosley plays every play. So let's see.
Well, Bo Nix also runs around. Like that was a big part of how he was playing that game was he was picking up a lot of yards on the ground, almost like Will Levis in the Tennessee game, where he'll scramble. He looked a lot more athletic than I thought he was gonna. Well, you're gonna need to chase him down and contain and keep him in the pocket. You're gonna need to do that. I don't know who makes it easier for you to do that, if it's Mosley, like with his play recognition, or if it's Sherwood with his athleticism. But
Mark, you brought this up constantly. If the Jets score 20-something points a game, we're going to be a problem.
yeah,
That's the recipe. So Denver next week, jump out fast, step on neck, and make Bo Nix have to score points.
I would love to see a brand of Jet football, Buckeye, where the Jets get up by 10 points, two full scores, and see what the defense can do. Will we see a repeat of what they did with the Patriots, where they start throwing everybody but the kitchen sink at the quarterback and having blitzes come from odd angles? Is that what will they do that? To simulate more rush? Will they, especially against quarterbacks that aren't? I mean, listen, man, Bo Nix is a rookie. You know what I mean? So if you can generate pressure with 4 and drop 7, like, where's he going to go with the ball? Will he just take off and run? I think he'll take off and run. So they might send like one extra guy, or even spy him at this point. And so you've got 5 kind of committed. Man. But yes, let them get ahead. Will the Jets turn it? Like, what if the Jets decide, what, the blitzing is working because of the change in personnel, because there's no JFM, there's no Al Woods in the interior, like Ifotu's still out. Like, what if because those blitz pressures were way better last week than they were in year 1 of Ulbrich. Year 1 of Ulbrich, they were god awful. Now they look like they understand what they're doing. Anyway.
Yeah. No, Mark.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, let's beat Denver. I think the Denver game is going to be much tougher than people think, but that's just me. People could say, "Oh, we should just blow them out." Pete, why can't you predict a blowout? No, just win a football game on Sunday. The NFL is any given Sunday. We saw it yesterday with Carolina, the Giants. Nobody gave the Giants a chance yesterday, and look at what happened.
Pete, I'm expecting Garrett Wilson to have an underwhelming performance again, right? Because now it's Surtain, and they're going to try to eliminate him from the game, and Sean Payton has seen Garrett Wilson up close. Like, they're going to do that shit again. But here's the problem. Rodgers. He's going to hit. He feels comfortable using everybody. They're going to have to keep him in the pocket, Rodgers. And I can't believe I'm even saying this. Because if Rodgers can get out of the pocket, spin out, he's still looking downfield. If he's hitting Conklin in the seam again, like on the hash marks again for big gains, like if he's distributing the football, if he's Mike Williams is still due. Where's Mike Williams is getting single coverage. Like, where is his 50-50 touchdown? You know what I mean? Wait till he starts getting going. And then we all know about the rushing attack, but I think with Moses out and Fashanu in there, I don't know how effective the rushing attack will be. But where's Mike Williams'
Mark,
breakout performance?
it might be more athletic now. We got a younger dude, 10 years younger. At least. What's Morgan Moses? 33, guys?
Yeah, but he's a vet, and like, listen, I like
Mark,
rookies, but
I'm not throwing shade at Moses. I'm just saying Fashanu was younger. He was moving people in the run game, Mark.
Yes,
Did you
yes,
see?
he was.
Yeah, he was moving people. I think that Brees Hall touchdown was Fashanu in on that play? I believe he was. And he sealed his man and pushed him over another player. I forget where. Somebody's got to send that to
I'll
me.
have to watch it. Is it a combo or is he one-on-one with the guy? Like, I kind of
Mark,
want to see.
I don't know the chronological terms, but
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at it.
June, you and I
I'm
are going
not
to get a
shitting on the
Rutgers
guy.
touchdown on Sunday. You know that, right?
Of course.
That's
oh
what's
yeah.
going
And by the way, I was
Is he going to
waiting for
complete his
that.
route?
Well,
He's
yeah,
going to complete the
he
route.
had two nice plays, Ruckert. Probably more in the run game, but listen, those were good catches, and Rodgers got him the ball. I'm happy for Ruckert.
Well, Pete, the question is, are you going to issue an official apology?
No, hell no.
Wow.
For what? Two catches? Are you kidding me?
Petey, right after the touchdown, the apology tour will begin.
Okay. Well, I ask you guys graciously, try me. It ain't happening.
We'll call it the Tariq Cohen speech.
Oh well, if you throw in Tariq Cohen, then yeah. But guys, as we wrap this up, enjoy. I know it's Victory Friday or whatever, Monday, but look, the Jets are 2-0 in the conference, which is good, and they have to beat Denver. Not saying it's a guarantee, but they have to beat Denver.
And look, I just want to say this. I have a friend that I haven't spoken to. I just want to make sure that he's okay. His name is Reggie. He's a Miami Dolphin fan. If anybody has any whereabouts or I just want to know that the guy is okay.
Reg, I'll reach out to him.
Is he on a
I
milk
thought
carton?
I thought he was in here. June would be nice.
No,
He's
he
not.
won't. No.
June, what do you think about the Jaguars tonight?
I'm going with the Jaguars. Going with the Jags, baby. Going with the Jags. And I know Charles is somewhere laughing, but I'm going with the Jags.
Sunshine.
I'm going with the Jags.
Medic writes in, my biggest pet peeve is that people say that he's only a blocker. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Ruckert. He was given opportunities to move the chains, and he did that. What else can you ask from a guy who's not normally getting the ball thrown to him? That's all you can ask. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point, Medic. I'm
Pete,
reading.
can I make a final point as I know we're getting down to the hour?
And let Augustine check in after that real quick.
Yeah, no, 100% have Augustine up. I'm so used to having our room be jam packed, the stage with haters and fighting
crazy.
and complaining about the team and the mismanagement and the rest of it. I feel like Jet fans don't know what to do with this level of quarterback play, the defense. Like, they're actually starting to put it together. And I know it's one game, and I think fans are still terrified, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But what if this is the caliber of football you're going to see all year long? Are we going to have to hold down the conversation solo because Jet fans don't understand, can't handle the victory, and
Not
there's
Mark.
nothing to complain about?
I think there'll be more excitement as the wins stack up because people are going to start to believe. Trust me, Mark. Mark, I'll be honest. There were some empty seats on Thursday night. I think this place is going to be raucous on Sunday. It's a 1:00 game. And this is the Jets' last 1:00 game at home until December. So folks are going to want to, go to that game and, live a normal life on a football because Football to me, I love 1 o'clock games. Augustine, check in real quick. I got to close, and I know Chris came up too. What's up?
What's up, Petey? How you
Good,
doing? Good
good
morning.
man.
Augustine.
Hey, I just wanted to congratulate you for the Thursday night victory. Was a really good game, and you dominated. I think from beginning to the end. Hoping that the injuries those in your offensive line doesn't decrease the quality of protection that Aaron Rodgers has been getting. Plus, in the running game. But I think now what we saw Broncos last game, I think it's a trap game for you guys. So just beware, because Sean Payton is gonna bring it.
Yes,
Sean Payton is gonna bring it.
Augustine, real quick to that point, Mark, because I know you criticized me, Mark Torres. Oh, how could
Whoa.
the
Full
Minnesota
name.
game? The Minnesota game.
He
Oh
called out in
yeah.
class.
No, Mark,
Good.
I'm just saying. Well, how come the Minnesota game should be? Minnesota's really good right now. They're playing hot. So I'm not taking that game. Minnesota may be favored in that game. So,
Pete, I think
Chris,
all Jet fans are rooting for Sam Darnold, except for when they play him in London. That's my take on that. I'm rooting for
Chris,
Sam. I don't have an axe to grind on that guy. It's great. Good for him.
Yeah. Chris, if you could be really quick, I got to close within a minute. So
Yeah, I'll be quicker than that. Pause. First off, I hope everybody has a good day.
My brother,
Number
what's up?
two, what's good, brother? How's everything? We gonna talk a little bit later.